tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Peace. Welcome to the Shenanigans. Forgot to add the other damn camera. Here we go. Welcome, Sidious. Welcome, everyone. Cheers, PPP, Scotty, Ninja, Hootie Hoot from work. Nice. Taking a little puff break. Love it. Love it. Hey, man. Medicated and motivated. That's how you get work done. Love it. Love it. Mr. Blue, cheers. Cheers. Scotty, good to see you. Happy weekend. Sidious. Steve. Cheers, Steve Weiser. What's up, man?
What's up to everyone in the chat?
Making the official. I mean, we've seen it before, the unofficial, but now we're making the official. Do you even Lego Bro T-shirt debut? That's a good one.
Good, dude. They printed nice.
I know what you're saying about how the face could be brown.
Yeah, I just wanted to color correct it, but in the future we could fix that.
Yeah, and I don't know if it would have made a difference, but when I went and edited out the white background or put it on a transparent, so if you put it on a green shirt, a blue shirt, a red shirt, it's just the letters, no white background or border or nothing. Yeah. The letters looked a little almost like transparent, like you could see some of the pixels behind them. So I just went and I just darkened every single edge. I went through every single edge of both colors, the black and the yellow on every single letter. And I just solidified it and then sent in the image and away it went.
Well, dude, even that's the thing. Even without color correcting, I could have just done that in 2 strokes and saved. I could have just saved it as a transparent PNG for you. I just didn't know. So I was technically, I messaged you. I'm like, yo, let me know when you're going to print that. Because I would have just easily done that. But in the future, it came out great. So in the future, we can clean it up and fix it. Because, dude, if I just save it as a transparent PNG, that white background's gone completely. So the file you send to them is just the artwork. It's all vector art. There's no background, and that's just the way you save the file. So, but in the future, whatever, you live and learn. We'll do it next time. It came out good.
Hey, that's good to know, the way you save the file, because there's a lot of images that I've literally had to go take them to Photopea or Adobe, whatever you want to call it, and just edit out the background. Cheers, Eric.
Yeah, if you just save it as a transparent PNG, the way you save it, it'll knock out the background completely, so it's transparent, so that whatever the art is just there. So, but actually check in those programs you use, because you should be able to save out of those programs as a transparent PNG file, and it'll just do it. Adobe Illustrator does it easily. So, but
that'd be awesome.
Either way, it came out good either way. So, I was worried about the brown, the shades of the highlights and the dark shades in the minifig turning too brown and too white, but it still came out good. So
nice. Hey, cheers, Hennel. Good to see you, man. I don't know what's up with Instagram. I sent you a message. You mentioned something about not seeing the account. Now you got this funny blue dot as your pictures. Maybe you're on a different account even now. Man, I don't know why we can't talk. I was thinking though, Hennel, if you ever want to travel, I don't know how it is for you. Brickworld Chicago. Mama Lego, you're close. In Canmore. That's awesome, Hennel.
Dude, I almost made the trip today for the that Friends set. The Friends Botanical Garden is sold out everywhere, but in my Lego stores, it's in all of them, dude. All 9 of them have it. It's just a pain in the butt to get to them because of traffic. I have to go through it. There's no easy way to get to these Lego stores, even though they're close to me. But I was tempted to go buy that set today, dude. That Friends set looks awesome. That little botanical garden building, dude.
Fire. That looks fire. I want 2 of them so I can make it the full completed, and literally stick it in the city. That's how hot that set is. I want to make it a solid modular, mock it up, mod it up, whatever you call it, and stick it in the city. What up, Beetlejuice?
Dude, the parts they used in that thing for the little flowers and everything, it was like trumpet parts. It was crazy parts in there, dude. Like, I think tomorrow I'll end up caving in and just driving to the Lego store to get it because I'm shocked they have them in stock at my Lego store. Because on the site, dude, they're on back order.
For sure. Oh, I need to for sure. Yeah, all those dome glass pieces, great.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Definitely, Scotty and I can see us already. Scotty's modding his. He's turning it into like
the grow room, dude.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be like a hydroponic certified operation, of course. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Straight up operation.
Go to Citizen Brick and get those hemp leaves, dude, and make it a grow room, dude.
Oh yeah. I see how people get hooked on that Citizen Brick. I got Sir Smokes a lot. So one, I love the Knights. Obviously, being a pothead, yeah, whatever. It's not no news here. We can announce it. That Sir Smokes a lot. He's decked out with like the tie-dye pot armor. Dude, that was just epic. So when I seen that, I was hooked. And after that, I'm always going back to Citizen Brick, seeing what he's got. What do you got? Scotch crops. Love it.
Yeah, that'd be good, dude. That'd be good.
Too funny. So I had to switch from my online instructions to my paper instructions. We'll see how this goes. But the countdown's on. I don't want to hype it up. I don't want to do a hype stream like everyone's been doing. Because one, I get the goosebumps. I've had the goosebumps and also been drunk for like a day and a half here. It's been too hyped. What up, Mail? Real whole egg up in the house.
Yeah, I'm slammed. I'm juggling so much right now because I have to get so much done before I can even go to the last 2 days of Chicago. Like, it's just bad timing for me. That's why I waited last minute to get a flight and everything because it's just bad timing because one of my brands is local and there's a day for the city here and that just happened to coincide at the beginning of Chicago and all these streetwear companies like stores are asking me to do shit. So I've been insanely busy these last 2 weeks, dude. Crazy busy.
Well, there's never a good time when you're self-employed. You have to work like if you want to take 2 days off, you have to work like 4 days or whatever, those 2 days somewhere. So you got to work 2 days ahead, right? Or 2 days after. So either before, when you get back, you have to work like extra 2 days. Or if you take a week vacation, now you got to fit in a week somewhere. So now you're working like within the month before and the month after, you're fitting in an extra week on top of your regular work schedule, right? Yeah. Like, dude, it piles up fast.
I'm just juggling too much to begin with, too. But hey, it's like I like what I do. I like what I do, and I'm not going to stop. So it was just bad timing.
No. Man, is this wow? Twitch is wow. You guys are raiding from Twitch or what? Wow. Paco Pups, hello. I love the hype. I didn't even know we had that emoji. Excellent. Raiding time. Wow. I didn't know we could do that.
Yeah, they could do.
Bricklock. Cheers. That's how that works. Okay. We'll try that up next time. Nice. Olive. Brickman. Briquettes. Bricklets. Nice. Love the emoji. Love that one. That's a heater for sure. That's a heater. Nice. RC. Hey, man. I appreciate the raid. Best of the weekend to you guys. Do you even Lego, bro? We'll find out in a week now, won't we? TJ, yes, I'm only on step 195. Please don't shame. Is this how they convert y'all? They get the raid going on and all of a sudden we're all converted to Twitch? Amberlia, cheers. Best of the Saturday to you.
You get Sean on here, he'll tell you there's no magic follower button on Twitch. But I do see why people, the Lego community, go there. Like, it is a cool platform. Like, it's you don't have to like program like you don't have to program Streamlabs and stuff on there as much because they offer a lot of like interaction and it's just for live streaming, it's a whole different thing on Twitch. It's a little more advanced for live streaming. Twitch definitely is a little more advanced.
Oh yeah, I've watched a couple. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't, you know, every time I go to Twitch, they just offer out, like, I get recommended like just some girl in a bikini. Somehow she has like a kiddie pool in her bedroom, right? And I'm just like, dude, like, why are you giving me this crap? Like, why are you offering me up this crap? The next thing you know, I lost an hour and a half of my day, right? So damn it, Twitch. I'm just done with Twitch.
It is a little learning curve.
No,
it takes a while to even wrap my head around it. I always say though that, like, as a joke, I say Twitch is YouTube's bitch, because it is. I mean, they kind of formatted it to try to like, be different from YouTube, and they did a good job. I mean, they did it like for what they wanted to do. It started out as a gaming streaming channel, their like platform.
It's a blast. It's fun. It's just different. I hear that. And I can't speak too much because I don't know. So,
you definitely have to go there. You have to wrap your head around it. It is a little different. There's nothing wrong with it.
For what you like. Hey, I should even try searching for something. There you go. I must have typed in the wrong word, King's Rule. I'm taking no blame here.
For live streaming, it definitely offers a lot more.
And click on nothing. Except for I lost an hour and a half of my day. That's the only thing I'm coming to.
It does, though, from like an older person's point of view. Takes a little bit to get used to.
That's funny. Cheers, Rob.
I mean, it's like anything. You got to learn the platform. You know, it takes a little bit to get used to it.
I don't know. Has my computer got a microphone? I don't even talk about that stuff. How's it even know? Which is funny because I'm not even interested in that garbage. Where do you lose that hour and a half? Okay, you got me. And then it recommended more. And then it recommended more. And then it recommended more. My bad. That's what happens when you click on something once, isn't it, Eric? You click on something once, and that's the downfall of it.
The rabbit hole.
It's a rabbit hole. Cheers, man. What is it, like just over a week till I fly out?
Yeah.
Tuesday. We'll call Tuesday the 1 week mark here. Good old.
Yeah, assume my son's getting surgery on his nose on Monday, so it's just a quick procedure. I might be able to run up Tuesday and hang out for a little while.
Dude,
whatever works for you. Whenever you got your room rented, don't come up an extra trip if you have to drive back.
It's only like an hour and 40 minutes to go back. It's not a big deal.
Dude,
only an hour and 40 minutes.
When I had nose surgery, they packed. The worst part of the surgery was nothing, but when they packed my nose afterwards and I couldn't breathe, it was like an extreme. It was like having an extreme close for like a week, bro. Like I wanted to rip it out.
He's getting a couple blood vessels cauterized.
Oh, that's not bad.
They said that next day he should be back to.
Yeah, that's like that's like inpatient. Like that should be a quick one, actually.
Yeah.
Well, best to him. Hopefully, that's no hiccups along that road. Yeah. I know I was curious. It was the pool in the background. I was like, what's going on here? I was curious about the thumbnail. That's it.
It's funny. What happens is the reason why you get that feed. We were talking about it on, I think, Matt's stream, and what happens is if you search for Lego, you also get recommendations of what other Lego people are looking for, and at least initially, because like when I first started on Twitch, that feed would come up at the beginning, but now that I've done, a lot of more searching, like it's like way down, like you don't even see it anymore.
So I guess that is saving grace. Thank you, Eric, for the bailout. I appreciate it. So what are you guys searching?
I know. What are you guys searching for?
How am I getting dragged into this? Right.
Yeah. He's getting ads for naked minifigs. He's getting minifigs in the nude. Ads for Russian nude minifigs.
Yeah. I know, but Twitch is fun. The streaming on Twitch is a lot more fun than YouTube.
Oh yeah, it's way more advanced. Like,
yeah, it's just totally different. For videos, YouTube is like the encyclopedia king of like posting videos. Like they
For
are
videos,
top dog. There's nothing you can't even compare. Like search wise, finding like correlated things together and whatever, hands down. But like if you just want to hang out, if you just
noises, laughter,
Twitch is like, no, there are people that are like total like super chill, not all the craziness. There are people that are just out of this world. There's everywhere in between. It's whatever you want to be, because the platform isn't limited to like one style, because you basically you control how much craziness there is. It's not automatic. You have to like enable your crazy. It's not. It's
but
not
you can make all the faces pop up every time you say a word. You can enable the fart noise or whatever, right?
Yeah, but you have to give the permissions to your audience to do that. You know, I even saw Max on Twitch today.
Wow,
West Coast Bricks.
Well, that's like
everyone's
TJ was streaming and Max popped in there. It was hilarious.
That's like what I was saying is they offer so much more, and you have to it's a learning curve, because you have to really go through and set your preferences for that. They offer because it can be a little overwhelming for some people. It can, because you have to.
Well, I'm a simple man, stupid man, whatever you want to call it, but there's a lot of interfaces, right? So that's a whole nother interface. Now I got to go look up TJ, West Coast, Eric. I got to get all these people on my list again, right? And find them all. Find out what time.
It'd be super easy, Macro. Don't be a baby.
Well, like what Brickworld said, when it comes to YouTube,
you even stream, bro.
Hey, that's the next shirt.
When it comes to YouTube, though, like the encyclopedia of info, and on there, they're so far ahead with search engine optimization. Like they've built up such a library of videos that it's going to take Twitch a while to catch up on that. But when it comes to live streaming, Twitch is like on fire. I mean, it's a little more advanced, dude. Like,
no, YouTube's the second biggest search engine. Like, whether it's home viewed or it's literally the second biggest search engine.
Yeah, I mean that's why Google purchased it. Like,
you can take your VOD, you can take your video that you made, like you're doing right now, and then post it onto YouTube afterwards too. You know, so it's like it's not like.
I've seen that.
And you're saying like where they watch it, whether it's on YouTube or whether they watch it on Replay Gang, because you literally just drop your video from Twitch, and people do that all the time. But the thing is, like Amberlia has been streaming now for like a week, and she's getting almost 20 viewers like already
on Twitch. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like and like
it grows fast.
Yeah, the thing is also, you don't have to have as many followers / subscribers to monetize, because like once you have 50 followers and then you do your number of streams and number of hours, you're monetized.
Well, I don't care about that. They watch it, but the monetizations give two shits about.
But I mean, I've already gotten payouts, and I've only been streaming on Twitch for like unmonetized for like 2 weeks.
That's honestly a little bit of my beef with it.
I'm not even trying.
Everyone's just jumping over to Twitch because it's a cash grab. It's kind of what I was.
No, it's just more engaging.
It's a different algorithm when it comes to live streaming. They programmed it. Yeah, so it's like
I don't want to have to start subscribing to people's Twitch channels to engage with, say, Eric or someone I like or whatever, right? I don't have to pay $5 just because I want to engage with them across every Twitch, because it's a straight up cash grab, because now you can get a payout quicker. I don't want people jumping over to Twitch for a payout quicker, because now it's taking the fun out of Lego. I'm here to watch Lego. I'm not looking for some motherfucker to get a payout quicker.
I must say, though, that some people do, and Sean and ACAB said this as well, some people do go over there thinking like that they're going to get more followers and there's a magic follower button there. But it really
all the power to that. All the power to your followers. Great. It comes down to that. But once you start turning it into that payout and everyone starts like, man, I'm going to run out of dollars pretty quick watching all these people. You know, like I'm going to be limited to like 15 people I can watch because I got to pay them all down.
At the end of the day,
that takes the fun out of it. That's all I'm trying to say.
At the end of the day, any platform comes down to what you want to do with it and what kind of content you make. Like, so it's not like there's no easy way for either one. It's just what you want to get out of it and what you want to make. So it's
what
like,
you want to get out of it. That's a good point. There you go.
Yeah.
So
and that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I don't ask for anybody to do anything on my channel at all. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't advertise to like, you know.
You're not setting up the kiddie pool in your back
No,
room.
yeah. As much I'm sure as that would be to everyone's amazement, you know, my streams are pretty chill. It's just like I just build, talk, interact with people on chat. That's it.
That's all. That's all I want to enjoy, and I don't see why you got to jump from this platform or that platform to get it.
Well,
so I started here. If I started on Twitch, I'd be on Twitch, but I started here.
Yeah.
So for me to jump to the other one, for me, it's like, well, what for, right?
Yeah. No,
to get more followers, to get a quicker payout, to have more interaction. I can get more interaction if I was smarter and I set up the streams better and all the stream bots and OBS and
no, like I said,
that wheel and can test
what you want to make and
that.
what you want to get out of it. It just depends on the person and the content they create and what they want to do. Like it's totally, but there is this kind of, in the Lego community, there is this kind of like thing with people that want to go there for more followers that weren't successful on YouTube. I mean, it is. I'm not trying to be a prick, but there is that stigma that's come along with it. But
that's fine. I get that part.
Twitch is more advanced when it comes to live streaming. It is. Like,
well, that's what it does. That's all it is a streaming platform. It's not really
okay. So when you put it like that, if it's just a more advanced platform, and once you figure out how to use it, right?
Yeah, it's not hard to use. But the thing is, the point is, it's designed for streaming. That's all.
People jump over there for that, but if they jump over there because it's the quick cash grab, let's get real. A lot of people are starting YouTube and Lego because they want to.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to be famous. If I subscribe to a whole bunch of people on YouTube, right? Like a whole bunch, tons, right? And like I'll go to my YouTube, and there won't be anybody live streaming ever. It's, you know what I mean? Like every, like now, like on certain times of the week, whatever. But like if it's some random time of the day or whatever, like none of my subscribed channels are streaming. But like on Twitch, you can find people that are doing Lego like all the time, really easy,
all day.
All day. And like so, a lot of people are they're not watching TV anymore. They're watching YouTube or Twitch or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like to find content, it's really easy. Really.
That's a good convo, Amberline. Maybe we could talk about that. Definitely in Chicago. I'm sure that'll come up in depth in Chicago. But why spend months trying to make YouTube like Twitch?
Well, the thing is, the Twitch kind of knew that especially when Google bought YouTube, they knew like we're never going to beat them in this SEO like long video format game, and they evolved. They went after the live stream action and started it with gamers, and so I mean they're doing their thing when it comes to live streaming, and they knew it. They designed it that way, but it's like I said, it depends on what you want to do and what kind of content you want to make, but. There is a learning curve where you have to set up a bunch of preferences to really take advantage of Twitch, dude. Like, so some people like you, Macro, that don't want to deal with that, they're not going to like it, but it is what it's however, it's what you want out of it. Like, even, dude, when I used to go there, and this was years ago, it was Brick and Nick and Bricks O'Brien, because they fully quit YouTube and they're like, we're only going to do Twitch. So I started going there and it took me forever to like really like understand it, dude. It was a lot at first. It definitely was.
Nice. Jump back into some of this.
You won't like it, man.
That's another one. I don't want to make people jump to multiple platforms. That's another one for me because I don't like going to multiple platforms. So there's also another one.
It is cool though. You can dual stream though. That's pretty cool. Like that, it's cool that you can dual stream in both, which is pretty rad.
Yeah, the only downside of dual streaming is once YouTube is monetized and whatever, they don't like you doing it.
Yeah,
either way. Like if you're monetized on YouTube, Twitch doesn't like it. If you're monetized on Twitch, YouTube doesn't.
Yeah, the old Pepsi versus Coke thing will never go away. I mean, that's business.
Which is stupid. It's your content. Why can't you stream it wherever you want?
Yeah, it's just business, dude. Like they're not gonna.
So Paco Pops, you're looking for like just really more stream. The more streams you can get, especially when it pertains to your hobby. So Twitch, it's easier to have it.
The raid thing too is cool. Like the raiding stuff that Twitch did. I mean, look, it happened tonight on here. People raided from Twitch to here. Like that's a good feature, dude. So it's I mean, like I said, it's always going to be what you want to make and what you want to do with it. Like platforms are platforms.
Oh, I did mail. Oh, I didn't pin it. It's way back up in chat. My bad. I didn't pin it because these goofy hearts are in my way. Sorry, mail. Sorry. There you go. There you go. It's pinned. It's pinned. My bad, everyone. It's funny enough. I thought I pinned that. It's just way back up in chat.
I'm working on a bunch of A-cup stuff right now. I'm in graphic design cage. Sean has me locked in a cage right now. Damn you, Sean. No, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to get some A-cup shit done before Chicago.
Are they showing up to Chicago? Or they just can be ready for Chicago.
Well, Sean's going. I know Sean's going. I already sent him some stuff for Chicago. There's a bunch of designs that him and I wanted to get done for Chicago that I'm trying to get done.
Love the shirt. Nice.
Yeah, look at this, baby.
Nice. Hey, so I wanted, because I heard everybody talking about like the Twitch and the YouTube stuff, and so I kind of wanted to talk about like where I'm coming from on it. When I decided to start streaming, I actually wanted to stream on Twitch, but there wasn't a community there, and I had already met people in the YouTube streams and everything, and I was like, well, if I want to connect with people, I'm going to have to do YouTube. So I did the streaming on YouTube, and so for me, the thing about YouTube, and this is going to sound so like not a big deal, but with my neurodivergent brain, it's a thing. But it feels like a lot of work for me because of the fact that like you have to come up with a thumbnail, you've got to put in a description, you have to like schedule it. And there are times I almost completely missed my stream because I just couldn't bring myself to do that. And again, I know that is not that's a me problem, not an anybody else problem.
Amber, like, it's not just a you problem. I know plenty of people, including myself, who have slipped through our own streams.
Well, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It is.
And for those of you who might have seen my recent streams, I was building a YouTube chatbot because I wanted to be able to do the kind of stuff you can do on Twitch. Okay. I took like stuff that was built for Twitch and like reverse engineered things and tried to get it working so that I could do that. And so that was super annoying for me. And then I found out that there was this, community of people. Like, I went back and I was like, wait, there's actually people who are streaming on YouTube, on Twitch. And I started like hanging out in some of them. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. I was lamenting, I wish I could have this stuff on my stream. It would be so fun. And then, I don't know, everybody was like, you should come stream here. And I remember I was in Emily's stream, Emmasaurus. And I was chatting. I was like, this like Twitch seems like so much fun. I've been in a bunch of streams. I'm considering doing it. And both her and Ross were like, you should do it. You should absolutely come and stream. And so I was like, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try it. And it was so fun. And I love the feature. I love the fact that when people come in, you can type a command and do a shout out so that if somebody's there, you put this little thing comes up and it's like, everybody follow so-and-so. And like, you can put a follow in there and everything. And so just going to Twitch and that homepage, I do not look at that thing. That thing is pointless for me. But by finding somebody who is like Brooks Bricks, for example, like I started going to his and of course, Bricklock and everything and going to those streams and then finding other people. And then when I got to raid somebody, that was so fun. Like raiding you tonight was super fun. Everybody's like macros on. I'm like, he's on Twitch. This is awesome. So I got these people together and we raided and just, it's just kind of a fun interactive thing. And I love that people can kind of interact with each other. And I mean, yes, I guess I will get monetized at some point. I have a day job. I actually love my day job. I just do this because I want to hang out with people. I have to be honest, some of the fun stuff you can do is kind of cool. But I also get the whole so you can watch everybody. Like you can follow them without paying, but if you don't want ads, you have to like subscribe, you know.
Which is the YouTube equivalent of a membership.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all that fun stuff.
Because for us who stream on both YouTube and Twitch, we have to explain that to people who only stream on YouTube.
That's
true. I got that part real quick. But all that fun stuff, can you set that up and allow people to interact with that without
you don't have to pay
subscribing, without being any money paid into it?
Yeah, it's in preferences. It's like it's embedded into the preferences.
Yeah, and not to mention,
my stuff is free.
Like everything works with Twitch, because the issue is, and this is the problem that I found out trying to make my own YouTube API, is that they're more like, I don't know, maybe more privacy security focused. I don't know what it is, but they are super locked down in some of their API stuff. And in fact, when I tried to do even new subscriber alerts, I wanted to do something that showed up when somebody's subscribed, you know, and like I'm reading this stuff and they're like, in YouTube, there's no guarantee that you'll receive the alert for up to 24 hours. And it has to do with the fact that YouTube is built for like, you know, long form content, not streaming. And they're also very careful about reporting statistics and things like that. It's why certain videos or followers, you'll see like things will get stuck at a number for a while, very specifically because they won't report until a certain time. So they're very careful about all of their analytics and their numbers in that way. Yeah. And so with Twitch, it is built for streaming. And I'm able to do all of these fun interactions and everything. I mean, there's just like anything, like my mochi wasn't working because I broke it. I might have actually been using the wrong one. I think I might have actually had the YouTube one, the one I hacked to work with YouTube. So that could be why it wasn't working. But it's just fun. It's just been fun. Yeah. And again, like doing shout outs for people and just being able to, again, have people like when they put stickers on your stream and it plays a sound, it's kind of fun.
Yeah. And, and Belia, all of those numbers and analytics you speak about, the reason why YouTube takes so much time to carefully analyze that the analytics are correct is because there's more money at stake for the Alphabet company's ownership of YouTube than Amazon's ownership of Twitch. Because I was reading some statistics the other day, YouTube now represents 11% of the Alphabet company's total revenue, and compared to 5 years ago, it only represented about 6%. So now that YouTube represents a bigger portion of the Alphabet company's total yearly revenue, they pay more attention to that stuff than they used to, because there's more money at stake.
I was going to mention too, is that something, I don't know how long Twitch has had this, but so YouTube has YouTube Premium, which means like when you watch long form stuff, you don't get the ads. And Twitch now has, is it not Twitch Turbo, I think it's called, where you can pay a monthly fee and then you don't see ads, and you don't have to like pay. You don't have to pay for every streamer you want to watch if you don't want ads.
Isn't that something through Amazon Prime, or is that separate?
It was just on the Twitch site. It was just like, hey, want to sign up for this? And I did. Yeah. Because
there are other benefits you can get by subscribing to people through Amazon Prime, and I think if you, I think you get one free subscription to anyone's Twitch
for free.
You can do the Prime one too. Yeah, that's
Amazon Prime. Oh man, I got that.
And I think if you use Amazon Prime to pay to subscribe to people on Twitch, you get certain kickbacks when you go order stuff on
Cash in.
Amazon itself.
You haven't been making fart noises on Brickworld.
I can't 100% confirm that, but because I don't pay for Amazon Prime, but I always see when I'm watching either Lego live streams or gaming live streams on Twitch, when they have their bots plugged in to give alerts for new subscribers. Sometimes they have special alerts to recognize that they subscribe through Amazon Prime, mostly because they have Amazon affiliate links to buy Lego sets or video games.
Winning me over. I'll give it a try. First, I want to get this OBS down, though. I want to do the stuff inside my head. I want to make sure it works on OBS before I start venturing into it.
Yeah, you can use your OBS, everything you have on your OBS layout, on Twitch. You won't have to change.
Yeah, you don't have to change
layout.
anything.
No, you don't have to change anything because
you just check where you're streaming to. That's all.
Yeah,
because all you have to do is you have to on OBS. If you're already logged in to your YouTube on OBS, you just gotta log out and then log in on your Twitch, and then it'll stream to Twitch instead. And when you go on Twitch, you've gotta make sure that you're streaming into the right category. And there's a way to select the category you want to stream to Twitch on through OBS.
Yeah. Also, what I did on OBS, because I was doing some of the D&D streams on Twitch a while back, so you can create profiles on OBS. So what I did is I created a YouTube profile and a Twitch profile. And you keep the scenes the same, right? Because the scene selection is different from the profile. But I would just log in. I could just switch to the Twitch one, which is I was logged into Twitch. So that way I didn't have to do anything at all. Like you don't have to log out of YouTube, right? You just create a new profile that's logged into Twitch, and whichever profile you have selected is where you'll stream to.
Gotcha.
Some of it though is like especially with the older folks, like Twitch can be, even though they have all the preferences, like, and all the extras added into it, so it's just for people who don't want to take the time to wrap their head around it, and like older people get scared of it. Like, it's true, it happens, but they do, from a live streaming point of view, if you take your time and go through the preferences and set it up how you want, it is like the live streaming is a little more advanced, like with what you can do, and it's more user friendly. That's what it comes down to. But
and as I have to keep explaining to people who always want to make these comparisons between YouTube live streams and Twitch live streams, the reason why, well, I talk to so many people who only stream on Twitch and always ask me questions about YouTube live streams, there are a bunch of people I talk to who only stream on YouTube and always ask about Twitch live streams, and they want to know the comparisons. And not enough people have the disclaimer. The reason why there are the differences is because Amazon has sunk all of their money into making Twitch a stream only platform, while Alphabet has they have more eggs in different baskets on YouTube, because I don't think you could even stream on YouTube until 2011, and YouTube has been in existence since 2005, and because there is more diverse content with a platform that was intended only for videos, not to compete with Twitch, but then try to compete with Twitch, not to compete with TikTok, but then try to compete with TikTok. There's more revenue streams, which is why Alphabet makes more revenue from YouTube than what Amazon does from Twitch. I'm super nerdy about all of that crap.
Well, also, okay, so I don't know when they started doing this, because I swear I didn't need this to stream, but apparently YouTube now requires 100 viewers or subscribers in order to stream now.
Yes,
I had that one last year.
yeah, I can give a little bit more detail about that. So what happened is after Adpocalypse in 2018, when so many advertisers started pulling out because of all of the demonic content and all of the inappropriate
Elsagate.
and all of the inappropriate kid-friendly videos like Spider-Man and Elsagate, where they were literally shoving child pornography upon our children, which is why the FTC wielded the axe of copper on the Alphabet Company. They came up with the restrictions that you've got to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours to get monetized. And then earlier this year, they relaxed some of their restrictions for things like community posts. Because
I remember getting those and being like, "Whoa!"
Because to do community posts, you used to have 500 subscribers, but they changed the restrictions. So I believe, because I've tested this, you have to be active for at least 1 day per month to be able to do a community post. But on the flip side, they increased the strictness of other things, and I believe the reason why they finally developed a threshold for being able to do live streams is because they identified that there were a lot of 0 or 1 viewer live streams across the platform that was diluting the quality of the content that you could watch. Because YouTube, when they analyze the quality of anyone's content, they don't care about what their existing subscribers think. They think about, is this worthy of putting on the homepage so we can recommend this to the masses, and if there's better content on our homepage, more people are more likely to come back to our website.
Sean made a good point. Something I'd touch on. You can really only stream on Twitch. Hey, I love that on the weekends, but especially if I'm a member or a subscriber, I want to see some behind the scenes. I want to see some Lego shopping or a city update. I want to see some videos, not just pay to watch the stream.
That's the thing. That's the thing, is that part of me, I always feel guilty having my YouTube channel because I'm not going to make videos. I just can't. I don't have the time. I don't have, I edited that one video I made and I was like, I can't do this. It was like 5 minutes. And I was like, this takes too long. I just don't have the time for this. So for me, who's really only ever going to stream, I think YouTube, again, it's streaming is a secondary thing. So Twitch feels like a place where I can, today I was like, you know what? I want to stream. I just opened up my Streamlabs. I hit go and I was streaming, as opposed to YouTube. I feel like I have to do a lot. Another thing that I do like about Twitch too is that you have a URL and that is your hub for you. When you live stream, that's where you go, right? That is the URL that you use, as opposed to when you're doing stuff on YouTube. So you schedule the live stream, right? And then you get the URL for that stream. And then that's the URL that you share out. So constantly when you're doing social media posts and marketing yourself and stuff like that, you've got to what is that URL? Because I have to do that all the time for Good Morning Brickworld. It's okay, what is our URL? As opposed to, just having this place where, even before your stream starts, people can start chatting and hang out in there. So I like having that too. And again, if I was going to make videos, I would probably have just stayed on YouTube, but I'm not going to do it. I can't. I want to. Yeah. I really did. I wanted to, but I'm not.
So do you think in say 3 years that YouTube, well, I wouldn't say YouTube, but the Lego streams on YouTube are going to be over on Twitch? You think it's going to start to die out over here on YouTube?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, because I think it just depends. I think they can live on both platforms. I mean, I get there are people who don't want to do, I mean, when I like, or don't want to do 2 platforms, when I talked about that I was going to be moving over, people were kind of upset. It was a little, I mean, I don't know how much of it was joking. Oh my God, Kat. Okay, I see your tail.
Yeah, I remember that stream.
yeah.
I remember that stream. Remember, like, where
Yeah.
people were like, "No." Like,
Yeah, it was very controversial. It felt a little like, but you know,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna multi-stream for a little bit, but eventually I'm gonna want to stick with a platform.
yeah, just do
The
you.
story,
and make the content
so that story about your YouTube subscribers not wanting to move over to Twitch is one of the 3 reasons why people do end up moving over to Twitch. Is one, because they can't get enough growth on YouTube, and it's easier to grow on Twitch. 2, they're
Well, if you
more
have to have 100 subscribers just to stream on YouTube now, I
Yeah.
mean, AFall After Dark has been
Exactly.
desperately trying to get to a
Exactly.
place where they could
Easier.
stream.
Exactly, it's easier to grow on Twitch than it is on YouTube. 2 is the way they are tech savvy. Like if you're super into all of the plugins and bot commands anyone can do for any of their live streams, Twitch is a better accommodation for that stuff. And 3 is if you pay for a streaming service that lets you stream on multiple platforms at once, then you can pick and choose where you want to stream your content, and you can choose to do multiples at one time if you choose to do so. The reason why I don't think there are 2 specific reasons why some people will not make the switch over to Twitch is, one, their subscribers are hardcore for YouTube only and don't want to have to make the switch, don't want to have to get involved with another social media platform, or they've already successfully grown their channel. They have in between 1,000 to 1 million subscribers, and they've already built up a big enough fan base over on YouTube that they are not disincentivized to make the switch.
What's up, Sean?
What's happening?
Happy Saturday, man. Countdown is on.
Hi, Sean.
Sidious.
Oh,
Macro.
DJ, I love your little thing you just put under there.
I just
Yeah.
realized I haven't said a single thing while I've been here.
No, I was going to say, what's TJ's input on this?
I've been writing down things for tomorrow morning.
That's more that's peak TJ performance. So TJ just
namely prices.
True.
Yeah,
TJ, can you put the wood on there? Can you get the wood table back on the?
Yes, more wood content.
Yeah.
Need more wood content.
That was was that oak or pine?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That's
wait.
fine,
Someone put them
too.
on the big screen. Put that on the big screen. We need more wood.
It's a
I
beautiful
thought that was
table.
oak at first, but that's some pine with a nice.
Well, this is a different. This table is different from this table.
Oh, okay.
He's a variety wood streamer.
No, this
Variety wood
this
streamer.
table is newer. This is one that my mom got for her office a while back, and
That's
this
the
one is
IKEA one, right?
Yeah,
Well,
this one is
that's
really
nice.
old
That's
that my dad
interesting.
used to use for desk before he doubled
So-
his size.
I just wanted to call in real quick. I got to get up tomorrow for my son's birthday party. He's turning 2. Shout out to my son.
Oh,
They have
very
it.
cool.
Um,
Yay.
Enjoy.
The one thing I want everyone to think about, and this isn't a shot at anyone you guys know, I love each and every one of you on this panel, is I mentioned something earlier because I was stuck a long time ago just trying to start
galaxy far, far away.
anything on YouTube, and I thought it was I needed better equipment, I needed better gear, I needed better everything else, and I never stopped to think about like what people would actually want to see. And I hate the word content because it's cringy, and I think people use way too many insider terms in front of regular normie listeners, whatever you want to call it. Like it drives me crazy. That's a little bit of a deviation from my main point. My point is though, like yes, it is harder to come up with stuff on YouTube, and yes, it is harder to get subs and all the above, but like there's a reason for it. It's because you have to keep grinding and figuring out what works. And see, I love that it's the hardest one because I also think it has the most upside, you know? Like, yes, we could just pop on and stream, sure, but the way my brain works is like I like to promote first. I like to give people a reason to be there and not have it just be a time suck and a waste of time. But that maybe just works for me.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how this plays out. I know there's a lot of people thinking there's gold in those hills or whatever it is you're trying to.
That's a good way to put it.
Well, I'm serious, but you guys, the other thing is, and I'm breaking my own rule with Inside Baseball, but like everybody that's over there right now, for the most part, is being paid to be there, and they are not getting a lot of views. I mean, you got to think about this.
Yeah.
If Emily, who's the queen of Lego YouTube now, is pulling less, and again, I'm not doing this to put ourselves over, but she's pulling less views than an ACOB stream over there. That's insane with 400,000 subs. It's insane. And if she's that, somebody with a very small following is not going to get even a fraction of that. And maybe it'll take time, and that's fine. But like, I look at that and I'm like, I'm not saying I'm completely closed off to it, but I wouldn't do it solely on the reason. And then, I'm hearing all this technology talk and I get it. Amberlia, this one's for you. That's how you're wired, and you want to have the gizmos and the buttons and stuff. I would just say,
it's just me.
No, I get it, but I want you to take that time and dedicate 50% of that energy into like, all right, but what am I going to do to like stand out and be different? And like, what am I going to bring to the table? And what am I going to say to these people? You are so lucky that you are so GD likable. Everybody loves you. So you've got like 50% of the thing nailed down. People want to hang out with you. Find that other 50% of what's going to like make you stand out and draw people in. That's my advice to you. And I'm not trying to come off as a know-it-all. I know very little and I do tons wrong, but like, I just, that's what happened to me. And that's why I preach it, is because I was like, oh, it's because I don't have the right camera, or it's because I didn't have a cool name. I purposely went with our stupid name because it's the first one we thought of, and I did not want to be stuck on that for a month. It's just, I'm old and I've done this, and I'm like, just fucking let it rip, and figure it out.
Well, dude, like they say in the advertising industry, like you said, Sean, the content is like the word that these people have come up with, but in the advertising industry, they say it's all about the creative, which means it's all about what you put out to these people. Like, that's what separates everyone. Like, and even in the industry, like the industry that when you're doing it for clients, like they say it's all about the creative. So it's all about what you put out and what you want to do with it. Like
that was kind of my thought, because when I started streaming, it was like, why is someone gonna watch me? Are they tuning back in because of the city update? Or are they tuning back in because a mock video I put in? Like, why is someone gonna show up to my ugly mock on a stream?
That's all. So go ahead. Amberlia has been trying to talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. No, because I want to address some of the stuff that you were saying. So that 50%, I am actually saving for Good Morning Brickworld, because Good Morning Brickworld is where I care about getting, growing the brand, growing Good Morning. I mean, I run the Instagram there and everything. And honestly, I do have a full-time day job, and I'm still like trying to do all the stuff there. I was up late the other night doing like some graphics and stuff for it. And so, like, for instance, that should stay on YouTube. That should not go on Twitch. If you want some multi-stream, that's fine, but I would never suggest that for anything other than YouTube, because I think that's where that belongs. That's where our audience is and all of those things. And I think it's the best place for it. When it comes to my personal streams, I do not care how many people follow me. I don't care about monetization. I just want to have fun. I just want to hang out with people. The reason I started streaming was literally, I was like, these people are so awesome. I just want to hang out with them. And if I stream, maybe some people will hang out with me. And so I do love the less like effort sort of thing, because it is just a thing I do here and there. But when I do try to think about, how to, like, I want to market the Good Morning Brickworld Amberlaya, right? Like, that's where I want people to, I want to think about, okay, how do we make things interesting for the community? How do we get them involved? How do we make this show fun? And things like that. So I am spending time there. It's just like, by the time it gets to my stuff, I'm just like, look, I just want to hang out and build something.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Amberlaya, but when you say that you're 50% invested in Good Morning Brickworld, is that because Brick Hive identified that you've got talent and therefore you are now emotionally invested into something that is so successful within our little bubble?
So, in all fairness, the reason that Good Morning Brickworld meant so much to me even before I joined was because that was the first stream that welcomed me and that they said hi to me and were talking with me and engaging. And it was also the first place that, like, when I just started, asked me to be a guest. And I loved everybody on there and I loved the vibe so much. And I love how it was very, nobody cared that I was just this new person who was like, oh, I like Lego. And that it was just so welcoming. And so to be a part of that now is very meaningful to me. So the reason I put that in there is because I believe in Good Morning Brickworld and I believe in what we can do for the community and for, a chance to get people's voices out there and have fun with them and that stuff. So that's where I'm at.
The energy you put in there. Excuse me.
I was waiting for it.
The energy you've been put in there on, like, bringing, like, the Instagram page for Good Morning Brickworld and bringing that, like, it's been great because they didn't have that before. So what you've been doing there is amazing, dude. It's awesome. I appreciate that because they didn't, like, Hive didn't have the time to do it, and like you really, like, you did, like, evolve that, which is really cool. That's from my opinion.
Thank you.
Hey, Max is here. Max from West Coast Brick. Max
showing up.
By the way, I bought those minifigure cases and I used your code.
Oh, appreciate it.
Yeah, I got like
12
of them or something.
The creme cases, they're dust free or what?
Yeah, I could show you.
I want to get Max.
He posted it on Instagram, and I was like, "Yeah."
Max is a multi-platform guy. I mean, he could probably
kind of everywhere. I don't know what I'm doing right now.
He's younger. He's got a more malleable brain than I do, though.
Yeah,
right?
they're like dust-free, like display cases for minifigs.
Hey, and you can stack them up like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can, like, tower.
Yeah, I loved that. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, so
because
I don't know where I'm putting these.
Because stuff like Good Morning Brickworld or ACOB or the Saturday Shenanigans or any of the amazing podcasts out there, the reason why they're engaging and they're fun to be a part of is because the people on there have good chemistry, they have good dynamics, they're relatable to our constituents, and that's
the community in the panel.
People want to come back again. They want to put that on. They want to make time within their downtime to be a part of all that fun, and they want to put in the time to make sure to say hello to people because they feel welcomed. They feel like they are in a home of people who think like them, build like them, and act like them with the way that they play with Lego or build with Lego, whether it's just for fun or whether you do have any monetary goals. It's a lot of emotional investment, and let's be honest, we wouldn't all be here right now, all 9 of us on the panel and all the teens amount of people in the chat if we weren't emotionally invested.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I actually mentioned to Brick Hive the other day, we were talking about something and I was like, well, I don't think people watch us for the leaks and news because we all know Lego hates us and waits till like an hour after our show for leaks to come out. So it's been like a week. So that's not what people are there for.
It is pretty much guaranteed that within 24 hours of the Good Morning Brickworld stream, there will be a new piece of news.
Yes.
Makes it difficult.
That's because they strategically time the release of all that information.
Yeah.
And it's easy to release stuff.
What's up, Shy?
Oh, Shy's here.
It looked like a party, and I wanted to be a part of the party.
It's a little Chicago pregame, I think. Is what's
right?
Yeah.
I like
Exactly. Brickworld Chicago.
Yes.
Rolling.
Gonna be crazy.
Just over a week. I can't wait, man. Can't wait.
Yeah, because I had a great time with some of you guys last night, getting super hyped.
Although I found out that I did make one little miscalculation. I guess the room we got with Hive and Chef is like Wednesday night, and I'm showing up Tuesday night. So my luggage and I might be sleeping on one of those park benches out in the walkway there.
Get you a hotdeal.com, Macro. You'll be good.
Hopefully it doesn't rain that night. But I'm looking towards that experience, to be honest.
The streets of Schaumburg. It's a rough place.
The mean streets of Schaumburg.
Yo, Max,
Max
is that
one other thing, and then I'll pipe down. I think I said a lot of my piece, but you were asking like, what makes people want to like come to your stream, for example? Dude, everybody likes you. You're their bro. I mean, obviously it's a given. You're talented at your craft, but that's the answer, man. They want to hang. That's what streams are about. Is they want to just have a good hang. I just feel like for me, I know I need more structure, because otherwise I don't know what the hell I'd talk about, and it'd probably veer off from Lego too much if I didn't have at least some sort of theme or semi structure. But I hate total structure, like, yeah, I mean, that's it. I need bullets and then I'm fine. But if I have no bullets, it's just kind of like off the rails, which we do sometimes, and it's fun. But,
we meet in the middle, because I don't want the structure. I want just a complete random, whatever news or topic comes up, right? Just a complete, a little bit of structure, because like you say, it keeps me awake. But
and Max will tell you some are much more structured than others. I mean, I'm not going to BS. There's nights where life happens and we're on 10 minutes before and we're like, what do we got, boys? It happens. So
I'm curious what his hat says tonight. Is that a horn hat?
It's a Brixton hat, I think.
I can't see it in the light, but it looks cool though. I like the hat. I like the hat.
On.
I'm used to the horns hat, so
I know. I have that handy somewhere. It's actually back there.
Oh, dude, you dyed your hair blonde, bro.
Yeah, Max has blonde hair now, everybody.
That's
Ooh.
We did it for
nice.
Playoffs, and we lost first round, so it's kind of tough.
Dude. I know the whole the sports, like whatchamacallit, the luck stuff with sports.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like hockey, the playoff beard is real.
Yeah.
The playoff blonde hair didn't work for us, so now we're all stuck like Slim Shadys.
I just thought it was a horns hat, because you always have the horns hat. But I like the hat.
Appreciate it.
I like it's gray too. I like that color.
That's true. Macro
like
is structured.
beige.
He had a beer tower. That was very structured.
structure. Oh, it's funny. That started another last week, but
Shy, what say you on this topic? Is that why you phoned in, or you just wanted to hang?
Oh, I have no idea what you guys were talking about.
Twitch versus
we're talking
YouTube.
about Twitch, YouTube. I'm saying simply moving platforms doesn't solve everything. But for Amberlaya, she just wants to hang there, and that makes sense. It is more of a hang.
Yeah,
I'm too. That stuff bores me to tears when people are just ramble. So it's just not for me, and I need to just recognize that maybe it's just not for me, and that's cool.
What's the question is what I'm trying to figure out. I know you guys are debating between the both, but what?
Not even a debate. Actually, it's a multi.
Everybody's chill. Everybody's chill. I'm just saying, like, I'm just advising some people in certain circumstances don't go over there blaming YouTube for how hard it is to get subs, or how many, subs to get this or to get live, like, like that kind of stuff, and thinking, oh, it's a magic bullet just going over there. Followers will come just because. You still have to you know,
your bank account goes up. You get
luckily, all of us here have personalities and stuff, so we're kind of like, that's what I was telling Amber Lyle, like halfway there automatically. The rest is coming up with, you know, whatever concepts, storylines, show notes, whatever it is we do to bring
creative.
the creative. Thank you. The creative is going to drive the rest of it, and a little bit of marketing and business savvy helps too, I guess. You know.
You want to know what my take on Twitch is?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think when people Twitch, I feel like they're monkeys.
Only
because like you're telling your audience to make you do things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
well,
like,
if you choose to do that, you don't have to.
Well, yeah, you don't have to. But then, like, for the most part, like, do this, do that, do this, put stickers on your face. Like, I have a couple friends that are like not in the Lego community that are pretty big on Twitch, and I watch their stuff sometime. I'm like, dude, you look like an idiot.
Dude, speaking of that, on Disney Plus, there's a rad for Monkey Kid fans, which is based on Journey to the West. There's a dope show on Disney Plus called American Born Chinese, which is like,
yes,
it is so good.
I've been loving that. Oh my gosh,
so good. Like I was shocked.
I've been loving it.
Wait, what's the tie into Twitch on that?
I was so confused. He just threw me off.
He said monkey.
No, because monkey, monkey. But like, no, there's like this is like their traditional like Monkey King and like Big Z and all that stuff.
Really on that note, Shy, real quick, just to build on what you were saying, I just noticed that Jang on a community post on YouTube said, "Hey, you know, I've heard from a lot of you that you're not watching me on Twitch, and the feedback has been." He's like, the feedback has been because there's just too much going on with the emojis and the videos and the wackiness.
Yeah,
I've eliminated. He's like, don't worry, if that's what drove you off before, I've eliminated. I think he said 90% of all that stuff. So like, he's keenly aware that, you know, some of the, we'll just call it bells and whistles, the party favors over there have turned a lot of people off, and so he's addressed it, and he's trying to get people to follow him over there.
I would say one thing about that is that you do it is a learning curve, and the thing is that you have to go in and control some of that stuff. You have to put cooldowns on things. You have to make it so. I mean, unless some people love the chaos, and that's terrific, but in the case of what he's doing, like there are like things you need to set up and configure. So Twitch is not plug and play. Like you don't just go, okay, I'm going to stream, boom. And then, you know, you have chaos erupting. So that is the curve that you have.
Yeah. People wondering in the chat, I ask these questions not to debate. I ask these questions for my own personal growth and influence and education, if you will, right?
I would disagree about plug and play with Twitch. It is plug and play
or
just general streaming. Like it,
because
like in order to do all the weird stuff and whatever, you have to make an effort to make that happen. It doesn't. Yeah. It's not hard, but like if you just want to, like for me, I have a few little redeems and things that people can do, but nothing crazy. But the thing is, you have total control. Like Amber said, like for the cooldowns, they have like redeems. People, you can say like, I only want you to be able to redeem this once a stream. You know what I mean? You know, so you have total control of whatever the shenanigans is going to happen on your stream. But like for me, I don't care about money or nothing like that. All I want to do is just like get my set or my mock or whatever it is I want to work on and talk to chat, hang out while I'm building. That's what I do when I stream on Twitch, and that's what it is for me. But yeah, there are some streams that are just like holy moly, just like everywhere, everything is going nuts and whatnot. But I mean, some of the people that do all the party favors and whatnot are also big charity donors. Like there's like, for example, like Amish, he raised like $35,000 for charity last year.
Who did, sorry?
Amish Ace. He actually just did an interview with Nicole from a couple of Brickheads last night.
That's cool.
And the thing is, when he's getting ready to do Children's Hospital, the Shriners, and his goal is to beat his 35,000 for Shriners. You know, so like, he's willing to do obviously the stupid stuff, and that's his personal choice and whatnot. And some of those streamers, that's their goal is to try and help the community through different ways, and that's what they do.
That's fair.
There are some that are there to do it for just straight out money or whatever. But I'm saying everyone has a chance to do whatever they want. It's like it's all personal choice, and you can pull back the ropes or let them loose, whatever you want on Twitch, and it's easier to do than on YouTube. But it's just like you control what you want your platform to be. Like you don't have to do anything. That there's just like, oh, you have to have these redeems, or you have to have this, or you have that. You know what I mean? There's no judgment of what you choose to do. People are going to come and hang out. They hang out. You know.
I appreciate everyone giving me their input when I ask, because I don't have to spend the umpteen hours before I dive in. Right? I can either choose to dive in, or, like you say, pull back the reins with the input before.
And I think a lot of us have to be careful when we talk about the different speeds of growth, because I think people confuse growth from the barrier to entry, because clearly one of the platforms has a lower barrier for entry, and therefore it's more welcoming. And to sweeten the deal with a lower barrier for entry, making it easier for people to get excited about using the platform, if anyone does use it because they want to make money, and about only less than 30% of people actually do, because most people just want to be on the internet because they have fun. People,
oh no, it won't get judged, Taz.
I think it's kind of a cop-out, because people don't understand behind the scenes. The reason why they are where they are is because they are so dedicated to their craft. It's not an accident where they are right now. And that's why I think the word luck gets thrown around way too much, because luck is to kind of act as a scapegoat and to be like, oh, this happened, when accountability is you are so dedicated to your craft, you're not looking for external factors to credit for your rise. Accountability means you know exactly what you've got to do. You're going to dedicate time, and you're more likely to succeed because you put in the time and effort. And a lot of lazy people get frustrated when they don't see the results, and they look at other successful streamers and be like, oh, you got lucky, this happened and that happened, when it's a cop-out, because they have no idea about the hours upon hours that they spend dedicating to their craft. I think it's a cop-out, because the reason people have high quality is because they've worked their butt off, and it's paid dividends. They say you've got to spend money to make money, and also you've got to put in the time to attract everyone's time. If you don't put in the time to attract everyone's time, you're not going to attract everyone's time. If you don't put out a product that's worth watching, no one's going to watch it.
Well, it's not even that though. Like I can try to be the best hockey player, or here's a good one. I can try and be the best pitcher I want to be. Max is just always going to beat me every time. He's just been doing it. He's just better. He's just built for it, right? So even though I put myself out on the internet, maybe the internet's not just receptive to me. But for some reason, people like watching me sleep, so I got lucky that way. Because I'm there doesn't mean people are going to watch, I guess is what I'm trying to say, right? And I'm not here, I'm just asking questions so I can, again, make more of an informed decision, see how other people made their informed decisions. I'm not here to judge anyone's decision. I'm just here to gain more info. And if I'm coming across as judgy, my bad. I'm asking the wrong question.
No, you're absolutely not. I don't think anybody's being any sort of way. At least I don't feel that way, dude.
I'm just very curious, and it's a good topic, because especially lately, there's a lot of people who are putting in the time and effort to learn how to use Twitch, to gain the bells and whistles, and if you go from one to the other, like for me, if I'm going to put in 5 hours, 2 hours, half an hour to learn something, there's got to be like a reason. I wouldn't say like a direct benefit, but there's got to be like a positive, right?
A return on investment.
Well, and for me, it's like, am I going to get the 20 watchers here when I can get 20 watchers? Like, I'm just already hanging out with the people I want to hang out with, right?
Yeah, I think the other thing everybody needs to look at too is the reason this conversation is exactly what Twitch wanted, and it's working for them. So kudos to their growth team for going and pilfering a few of the top YouTubers over to their platform. Kudos, great success. They saw
that YouTube took the biggest ones.
Well, right, but I mean,
exclusively took the biggest.
Guys, my brain works differently. Like I hate to be like whatever it is, conspiracy theory guy, but it's not even that. It's just the facts. Like somebody over there looked at what Whatnot did, and they go, "Oh, don't go over there." And good. I'm glad our brethren are getting paid for this stuff. I'm all for it. That's fantastic. But they saw what Whatnot did. Twitch guys are like, all right, well, we've got gaming. What other avenues can we go down? And now they're doing Lego. Time will tell if it'll stick. But that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of manipulation going on too. So
I'm also slightly bitter. I don't want to be missing out on my YouTubers that I was watching streaming because they jumped over to Twitch, right? So I guess that's why maybe a little bit in some ways I sound bitter.
Well, that too, yeah, because I pay YouTube Premium. That. I'm not paying for another service.
Yeah, I understand that. Like, I'm in that boat with you, Macro. Like, a lot of my friends who used to stream a lot on YouTube, they've moved over to Twitch. And I personally just don't like going on Twitch. I'll go on if my friends are on or any of you guys are on, and I'll lurk out. But, like,
yeah, you lose an hour and a half of your day as well, eh?
The thing is, though, what Twitch doesn't have that YouTube has is the algorithm. So, like, unless you say you're going on, you're streaming on Twitch, or the only way for me to know that you're streaming is when you actually pop on and turn yourself on, or if you're on a schedule. But for the most part, YouTube actually promotes streaming more. Mr. Beast straight up said it than Twitch did, and there's a reason why he prefers coming over here than on Twitch. And if you look at the most successful Lego YouTuber on Twitch, is who?
Ryan?
No.
Shy, you remember?
Jang.
No.
Shy, you remember back in the day when
it's not
it was
Jang.
Brick and Nick and Briscoe Brian?
Yeah. Brick and Nick.
I was gonna say by what metric? I thought you meant
this was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when Brick and Nick went over, and that because I was friends with him. I'm talking to him, and I'm like, "Why are you leaving YouTube, bro?" And he went to Twitch, and then Bricks O'Brien, who was also friends with, copied him because we'd all be on the Henkel stream, the Kevin Henkel stream. Yeah, and like this was way back, and I was like, "Why are you guys leaving YouTube?" I was so upset. I'm like, "I don't want to learn Twitch," and then I went over to Twitch to just to follow them because I'm friends with them, and it was confusing as hell to me back then. And this was, Shy, this was like 3-4 years ago, dude. Like,
yeah.
So and they still put stuff on YouTube. But back then it was even worse because I was the old stubborn guy who didn't want to learn the new Twitch stuff, but they kind of forced me to do it. But this has been ongoing for a long time.
what I'm getting at there is if you're trying to grow like a significant community, yes, there's a tight knit community over there. I'm not arguing with that. It's there. The pool size isn't huge. Like if Brick and Nick's the biggest one. Ryan and there's a bunch of other people here that or that have more YouTubers that have a larger audience on YouTube, like to the millions. Like that's not even a fair comparison. You know, which is like a drop in the bucket to
it's apples to oranges. It is apples to oranges.
So I like Twitch. How everyone over there likes to promote the community thing. I kind of call that BS. You could do that same kind of thing right here. We're on YouTube right now. We're like we have a community. Like Good Morning Brickworld. ACOB, perfect examples with great communities. Like you're not on Twitch.
Yes, those belong on YouTube. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I was like, no, YouTube.
But and that's what bugs me when people say that about Twitch. Like, oh, there's more of a community out there. I'm like, nah, that depends on the person who's controlling the stream, whether it's on YouTube or on
what
Twitch.
You're looking for,
it really just depends on that. Like if there could be someone on Twitch, having a Twitch Lego stream and literally not contributing or communicating with the stream or with the chat. That's that really a community, and they're not really building anything. Whereas on ACOB or Good Morning Brickworld or any other stream over here, you're reading the chat, you're going back and forth. You're not throwing the bells and whistles out there, but that's pretty much it. There's really no difference except for the bells and whistles. That's all it is.
And what interface you prefer, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's really what
you're used to learning.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I like the bells and whistles.
I know you would do well on Twitch because you're a coder, and like that's like your thing.
What's up, your yeah?
It's
You probably
my
find
thing.
it easy to navigate
It's
through
my
those stuff.
thing. But
Well,
it's
like I
not
said-
like it's not for everybody. 100%. It's not for everybody.
I also think it's interesting working in reverse because I think a lot of people are coming from other platforms and then onto YouTube, and they're just like stunned at the grind compared to the other platforms, and they like verbalize it in their streams. You know, like I don't know. I'm not naming names, but I've just watched, and they're just like, it's the same thing I talked about earlier. Though they're just popping on and thinking it's just going to work like that, and it just does. It just
no.
It doesn't work like that. And again, with the inside
No.
baseball terms, people are saying stuff like, I'm just streaming so I can get my watch hours up. Like, why would you say that out loud? It's just crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
because I've been on so many streams where every 5 minutes they're talking about their stats, and I have to remind them people are going to get turned off by that.
Exactly. If you've got a milestone,
no one wants to be treated like they're just a number. If you're making up the numbers, you don't feel as fulfilled. However, if you're making up a friendship circle, then you feel like you do belong wherever you are in the world.
Yeah, and my dad was a magician when I was growing up, and it's that old adage, man. Just don't.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like part-time. Yeah, no, he would on the weekends.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's a teacher too, but he would do that just to make bucks on the weekends. He grew up learning it, but I've been to conventions with him. It's crazy. Like anyway, but he's like, but he always said like, just leave a little bit of the magic. I don't know. I just, I know everybody wants things more accessible now and all that, but I just always tell people like, leave a little bit behind the curtain. Like.
Well,
why are you talking about like I'm doing this so I can get my hours up so I can get monetized? Like people say these things, and it's like almost all of you I've texted behind it or talked about it behind the scenes and stuff. Like probably especially Shy, but like you're not gonna catch me saying that on the show. Like it's a show. Nobody wants to hear about that stuff. Like that's how I view our thing. Is like as a show and not a tell-all. But I mean, I get it. People want access and they want behind the scenes and all that, but like I don't know. It's
like bank account numbers. Nobody, I mean, everyone's curious, but nobody really cares, right?
Well, like I said, if you want views, like this is marketing and advertising 101. It's about the creative you make and what you want to do with it. That's what it's very simple when it comes down to it. Like, what do you want to get out of it? And you have to be creative about it and stand out. Like it's the content you make is the creative, and what do you want to do with it? Do you want to just have fun and not have followers? Do you want to have followers? Like there's very two simple principles when it comes down to it, but people get very like overwhelmed by it and they take things too seriously, and it kind of then when you take things too seriously and like you're gonna kind of throw yourself off and not
it takes the fun out of it then, right?
Exactly, and the passion is gone, and then you're like, then the creative gets destroyed. Yeah, and if people can see that, people can see right through it. But like I said, it all depends on what you want to do and what you want to make out of it. Like, and it's different for everybody. So
yeah, and when you're on different social media platforms, if you're active enough on multiples, then you begin to notice the little differences in the personalities of the people using the platform, the environment of how everyone communicates with each other, the vibe of how everyone acts with each other, whether you're super hardcore serious or whether you're relaxed and chilled. You've got to pay attention to all the subtle differences and then cater what you deliver in each social media platform to what's relatable. And most people try to do copy paste, but everyone's giving the examples of people moving over to different platforms and them not liking the differences. When when you switch over and are active on different platforms at the same time, it's important to recognize the differences, because otherwise you're not going to enjoy yourself. And everyone has a different personality. Everyone behaves differently. Everyone talks differently. Everyone acts differently. And for all of the differences between us in who we are and the way we are, certain social media platforms are more beneficial to who we are as people. And that's why I see different people on different platforms saying, I feel at home. And no one has to be active on every platform at the same time. But on the flip side, it doesn't hurt to explore the different options, because, as they say, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. But also they say you don't want to saturate yourself where you get burnt out. You've got to find a balance, and sometimes it takes time to find that balance.
When people get stressed out over views and things like that, usually they're not putting in the time into the creative, and they're stressing out more about getting views. And like some people just want to, like Amber Lai said, she wants to do like go on Twitch just to interact with the community and have fun. Like, and that's cool. That's so like I said, it's what you want to do with it. And like people that stress out over these YouTube views like that, they're putting more time into stressing out over it than actually like putting time into the creative that will make them stand out and actually hit a mass audience. So it just depends on what you want. Like there's no wrong or right to it. It just depends on what you want to do with it. But at the end of the day, the creative content you're putting out is the main source. Like that's what it is.
And when you watch multiple people on multiple platforms and see what their deal is, you begin to pick up the amount of authenticity that they have. And if you are a more authentic person, then you're more relatable, because let's be honest, no one's going to invest their time into someone or something that isn't relatable, because if they don't feel like they belong, they're going to explore their options and move elsewhere. And
I don't know, we can live in 2023.
If you can be an authentic, honest, hard-working person, then you're going to be more relatable. Because no one wants to invest their time into someone that isn't getting the best out of themselves, or is just a depressed person who goes live because they don't have anything else to do. You've got to at least act like you're having fun and have a sense of purpose, because ultimately we're all on social media because we have fulfillment in some way, shape, or form.
Because trust me, dude, if you work for a client like Pepsi and they're like, we're putting out content for them, if you don't hit like 400,000 impressions, you're fired. Like they get like that is some stress, dude. So I get it, man. Like I get it on like a level that's different from like just people doing it for fun. Like and that's why I left, because it was so goddamn stressful, dude. Like it. Yeah. So and I get it. That's why I always say to people, like, just be passionate about the creative you make, and it will come through. If you're consistent about it and you know what you want to do and make creative that you want to make, you'll get followers. Like it'll happen.
And that Pepsi argument is, and that story about Pepsi being an ultimate competitive company is because they were in the cola wars, and stuff like the way PepsiCo conduct their business is the perfect example of people who always want to grow, and they forget that they might actually enjoy themselves more, and they might actually have more fun if they recognize that, hey, what I've got is a good thing. Why don't we keep that good thing going? Keep it sustainable and don't try to bite off more than they could chew. Because if you realize that, hey, Pepsi doesn't taste good, you're not going to drink Pepsi anymore.
You guys are dragging me into these conversations.
Because people who like Pepsi, they get a good taste, and a part of good tasting food is because our mind associates a good feeling. Like I like Mountain Dew because it's got caffeine and it gives me a good feeling.
But tomato, some people are just going to be set on Pepsi and they're not going to deviate.
If Mountain Dew stops giving me a good feeling when I'm drinking it, I'm not going to drink it anymore. Because I have other options for getting my caffeine. I could go to Mother, I could go to Red Bull. There's a whole variety of ways I could get my caffeine, but they don't make me feel as good as Mountain Dew.
I think you're missing.
Interesting. Okay.
I want to,
but it's all right.
I want to hear some different takes. I feel like everybody's. So, Max, do you have any? What do you think about this topic?
The whole it's hard because like I think the way I'm viewing it, it's the same way as like a TikTok to a YouTube thing. Like it's people are just like random people and just like a blanket statement thinking they're going to go over there and like start something new in hopes of bringing people back over to YouTube. Because I think that's the end goal of people who are making content is live stream and get an audience and bring them back over to YouTube. As they think YouTube is the holy grail of platforms. I think.
Interesting.
But like, I think what you guys have been saying, it's hard to like do. Like, it's not hard, but it's like hard to like the whole process and taking time and streaming and all the bells and whistles, trying to upload on YouTube as well and trying to like mix and match. I think it's kind of
So when you first started, Max, you kind of picked a social media and went to TikTok to start first?
Yeah, but like that, my whole goal was to go to YouTube. So like that was my whole thing in mind the whole time. So like I picked a certain point to do it, but I mean, given my circumstances are different, but it is hard. Like I could say, like firsthand, trying to switch over your audience is fucking hard,
and then bring them to one or the other.
Yeah. But,
so even if I go to Twitch and I like it better, I might be building a couple solo sets for a while.
I would use whatever platform you want to use, and if you want to utilize Twitch when you want to utilize Twitch, I wouldn't give up on YouTube, especially if you already got started. For me, I haven't published anything on YouTube ever.
I think it kind of goes back to Mail's analogy on the colas there. It's like, which one do you prefer? Which one do you like better? Maybe you'll try the other one. Maybe you won't, right?
Yeah, because you have a whole bunch of options for beer, and if you stop getting enjoyment out of Milwaukee's Best, you might switch to another beer.
That's a funny analogy because that's the price per point, not necessarily exactly how it makes me feel. All the beers are going to make you feel the same if you drink enough of them, right? So then what it comes to is price per point, and that's why Old Milwaukee wins them all.
Yeah, I don't know. I would use whatever platform they feel like doing. For me, I don't care about the monetization. Yeah. I don't care. Well, I don't want to grow a YouTube channel. Like I don't have any desire to draw. I just want to be able to go on. If I feel like streaming and hanging out and people want to hang out, because like you can ask anybody that's watched a stream of mine, I can build and watch chat like anybody. Like I can interact, build, do everything. It's not a problem for me. And so I just, like I said, it's just like hanging out with you guys right now. I don't care what platform it's on, really, but just for me, YouTube just was kind of like I don't know, it wasn't desirable for. I think what Amber said was with the like URL, when you make your account on Twitch, you automatically have a branded name, like your Twitch at your username from day one. With YouTube, you don't get that. You have to work towards it. You'll get it eventually, but like, that annoys the heck out of me personally. It has some stupid randomly generated URL. That bothers me a lot.
I just don't get when people freak out over the view. Like they totally like get obsessed with the views, and it takes away from, like I said, it takes away from the passion and the fun that will make the creative that will be successful for them. And they focus more on the views and stressing out about it than like actually just doing what they should do to have fun and be successful. But some people, like, it's different because some people in the community, they do it because they want to blow up and be a huge YouTuber, and some people don't. You know, it just depends. Like, seriously, it depends on what you want to do. So, and I'm all for it either way. Like, it's just have fun with it. Like, be passionate about it. Do what you want to do.
There's no wrong or right way. The best
exactly, no wrong or right way.
The best way is your way. The best way is the way you prefer to do things.
I mean, the best way is the right way, but that's it.
Yeah, Sean, the right way.
No wrong or right way, but I get some combos on the Shenanigans.
The only way is Sean's way.
I spell Sean.
No, that's not even. The name is just referring to the spelling. You got
no.
Sean, that's gonna be a new shirt. It's gonna be Sean with a bunch of W's. It's gonna be SHAWWW Sean N-E. Like Sean. Just Sean.
I'm not even offended by that one. There's just some wacky ones I've seen. I've seen people do it like Vaughn, but with an SH. I'm like, what?
I thought there's only like 2 ways of spelling it.
No, well, I mean the primary 2,
maybe 3.
The right way, and then SHAWN is the
it's AWN. That's the one I'm talking about.
That's the Southern way.
Yeah, but that's what I want. I'm gonna make shirts that say SHAWWWWN.
Yeah,
are they pronounced different if they're spelled different? Like, do I have to like make sure I hit all those syllables? And
everybody, the first half of my life, I got. The scene stuff has dropped in the last.
The scene, there you go.
Yeah, no, but since probably like 20 and up, it kind of went away.
What up, scene?
Like 20 years, I dealt with people like teachers, everybody, just saying it wrong, and I'm like, dude, there's so many famous Seans that spell it this way. How are you still getting it wrong?
Well, that's the Celtic way, dude. That like the way you spell it is like the Celtic, like Irish way to spell it. But
everybody Gaelic spelling.
That's why it's the right way, because that's the origin. Exactly.
Well, here's a funny one about name spelling. Total random. So Hive asked, like, how do you spell your full name? I got to put it on the room for Brickworld. And I was like, all right. So I told him it's KMARC. And he's like, KMARC. I was like, yeah, don't worry, the K silent. So then I get sent this email from the hotel. My name is spelled KMARC, but the K silent.
When I was a little kid, I never understood my mother would get so angry if people called me Jonathan or Johnny. She'd be like, no, his name is John with an H. Like she named me after like a Catholic saint. She named me after a Catholic saint, which turns out she named me John with a middle name Thomas, which in Britain that means tallywhacker. Like it's code for dick. So all my British friends used to make fun of me. They're like, your name is John Thomas. Like they'd be like, dude, but kind of similar to Richard or Dickie here. But my mother would get so angry if someone called me Jonathan or Johnny. She'd be like, no, his name is John. So I feel for you, Sean.
Dude, my name gets misspelled all the time, and it's one of the most common names on the planet. With Eric, it's like, well, it's E-R-I-C, right? It's like, no, it's not E-R-I-C. It's E-R-I-K. And so
everyone wants to put an S on the end of my last name, or everyone wants to call me Mr. Hopkins instead. And like, there's no P and there's no S.
I worked at a place where we had 3 Erics, and every single one of them spelled it differently.
Damn, I'd make it kind of easy, but that'd be interesting.
We did actually have Eric 1, Eric 2, and Eric 3. Because we all sat like around each other too. So it was, yeah.
I never understood why my British friends would be like, seriously, your parents named you that? And like, then I looked up what John Thomas means over there, and I was like, oh, now I get it. it means like dick.
Oh, that's funny. A whole other convo in private chat. My bad.
Oh, I was just telling Sean about how I'm wearing my Disney gear, my Disney 100.
Making him jealous. Speaking of that, height. What's sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'm sure he's got some Disney 100 gear already.
Oh, yeah, Sean, you got a Disney jersey?
No, I don't. I don't have any. I moved once the celebration was starting. I was like moving. I'm gonna get down to. I'm gonna get down to World though before it wraps up. So.
I was gonna say there it is online too. So because I had to get mine online because I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
Anymore.
I'm weird. I do the. I get the stuff from the parks. You know, like
that's fair.
You know,
fair.
like
It's the thrill.
Really the only Disney stuff I buy online would be like Lego sets, but any kind of Disney stuff I typically, because I'm not feeling it unless I'm there kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have a strong desire to get a Galaxy's Edge hat right now, but if I saw a cool one while I was there, I would do it, if that makes sense, you know? Like,
oh, Jesse and Brent here. Brent the Hitman.
Oh, Brent. All right, guys. Good chat. I gotta run. I'll see you guys all soon.
Quick question, Sean, before you go.
Yes, sir.
Any news on medieval times? Should I just be calling them and booking myself in for a random day? Is there any?
No, let me get on to this week. I know it's late, but let me get on. I just want to see if we can just get like a flat promo code. Like, I can't guarantee them how many people want to show up, but like, I'll just see if like they can just do something for the convention. I mean, I'll make it. You know, the day I'm thinking is probably Friday night.
Yeah, I would say Friday night because there's already a bunch of people planning on doing a Friday night before they even knew you were doing this.
Okay.
What, going to medieval times?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'll have to touch base with Eric. Eric had some good points about certain days. I thought Friday was.
Wednesday and Friday are the best days because Thursday's opening ceremonies and you'll compete directly with it. So no one's going to want to.
Yeah. All right.
So, people.
Yeah. So
Wednesday and Friday.
Let me see about Friday and and even if we don't get a crazy promo code, I think it's like there's always a promo code. I want to say it's like 46 and it includes dinner, so it's not outrageous anyway. So, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, thanks for hanging out.
But I want to see if a lot of us can sit together if we can. So I don't know if we could do it under one reservation or whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, because I'm totally down for medieval times.
All right. Well, I'm making it a priority. I will find out something Monday.
Sean, I'm just saying, Sean, the generic Vegas version has tigers.
Settle down.
Can't wait to talk to you in Chicago.
Enjoy your mega blocks, Sidious. Right?
That's funny.
They have tigers, but it's all good.
Later, guys.
See you. Bye. That's funny. See, now when you guys say that, I went to Excalibur. The first time I went to Vegas, I stayed at the Excalibur Hotel. It was the cheapest hotel. Funny enough, the only one that still allowed smoking. I never went and seen medieval times. So
dude, they're the ones that put on the show with the tigers and the Romans. Like they change it up from like medieval to Roman times, Greek. They do like they're the ones who do it, dude. It's awesome. But it's not. I get it. It's not like Sean's used to the one that's like all countrywide, nationwide. It's a franchise and. That one is fun. It's really fun. I just bust his chops about the one in Vegas.
Yeah, I know. It's still funny though.
I did want to bring up because we were talking about Brickworld Chicago and stuff. Like, obviously, my first time, I saw the list of stuff to do, and I am so excited. There are so many things that like sound interesting and fun. I like have to make my calendar of all the things I want to do.
Yeah, I was looking at the website yesterday and all of the events and competitions that you can pay for, and I'm not really interested in that stuff. I just want to do my own thing.
Me either. Good day, Taz.
Have like
how's the mark going?
Hi, everyone.
Oh, TJ, yeah, repping medieval times.
Yeah, this is one of like the 2 pieces of merch I got from medieval times like 10 years ago.
TJ, which night won when you were there? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
That's the cool thing about medieval times is the section you sit in cheers for a certain night, which is that makes it really fun.
I got knighted when I was a kid.
That'd be cool.
That's cool.
I'll wear my
Where they have like the
t-shirt.
kings out there and like you get down on like your knees and they do the whole thing and take a picture. It's so hilarious.
The movie Cable Guy with Jim Carrey. The movie Cable Guy with Jim Carrey when he goes to that venue is hilarious.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah, hey, Amberliah, was it all the King's Rule and all the King's Oldendorf?
No.
That's the image I got about all those shows is exactly from Cable Guy. I'm gonna be that guy.
That's a good idea, Richie. I should do that.
Yeah, that was a funny skit, the Cable Guy, when he went there, dude. It was pretty funny. That movie was kind of dark for a Jim Carrey movie. It was really it was weird.
Richie.
See, Taz is cheating. I don't know what Taz has going on, but he's got a border around his camera blinking with funny colors. I like that. Wow. See, that's
it's
the stuff
it's a video overlay, and then in my case, it's obviously an underlay because of the camera's over the top of it, but it's just a video on loop, and I just throw the camera over the top of it and just shrink the camera down to make a little bit of a border. But yeah.
I want to do that with the Matrix there and have the Matrix going.
You don't want to do this kind of thing?
Yeah, something like that.
I love that hyperspace, dude. I love it.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
But do the Matrix screen in the background would be trippy.
You had another one though, Bricklock, didn't you? You had a different one too, didn't you? You had two different backgrounds.
No, that's just one I have right now. I mean, I can do whatever I feel like, but yeah.
And if you have a camera plug-in over a video as an overlay on top of a video overlay, and if you make the camera smaller, if you make the video overlay smaller, if you make the camera overlay smaller than the video overlay, it makes for a really nice moving background.
Yeah.
I think they were 1x4s, Richie, that I signed for Shy last year. A great idea. I was thinking about a hat or a shirt, but as soon as you wash it, then obviously everyone's signature is gone, right? So
I want to know who's going to win the minifig contest between you and Shy.
All of you. I'm going to be bringing these. I'm going to shove these in your face, and I'm going to ask you to sign them. So just FYI.
At least it wasn't they were going to be shoved up,
Yeah.
No, they're just going to be shoved in your face. Sign this. Oh, Shy, I love that.
I signed one of those.
Yep. I got that's exactly what I did last time, Amberliah. When I said hi, sign.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's
okay, now were people able to sign on that? Because I was concerned about how tall they were.
What do you mean?
Like, I was concerned, with the height, that maybe it wasn't enough room, but it looks like everybody was able to sign that pretty easily.
Yeah, they're 1x4s.
Okay.
And
cool.
when you give them a brick, give them more than one brick at a time, so that way they're able to hold it and sign it at the same time, versus just giving them one brick. But you better look before you sign it. You better tell them just sign one brick, because you'll get someone like brother from another brick right here.
Oh my gosh.
As opposed to
okay.
Oh, that was awesome.
You know what I might do? I might get a black brick for the top and bottom for them to hold it, so that you couldn't sign it anyway.
But yeah, so
as soon as you started explaining that, Shy, I knew exactly where it was going. That was
exactly. So Amberlight, exactly what you just said. Just shove it in their face and do it, because that's exactly what I did.
Yeah, and that's just a permanent. That's just a Sharpie.
Yeah, it's a Sharpie.
Yeah. Shay, you know that makes me want to bust out a Magnum marker and just write a big graffiti shorthand over all that. It's just oh yeah, I'm gonna write all over it.
Yeah, I got that idea from Sans. Sans does it with a yellow or with a lime green brick, because he started doing that last year. I not at a convention, but when he sees people, then he started doing conventions. Then I straight up told him, "I'm jacking your idea," and I started doing it. So
leave it to BFAB.
Oh, that's awesome.
Leave it to BFAB.
Is Stan's going this year?
Yeah, Sans will be there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Shy. I should probably steal that idea, and when I trade sig figs with people, put their sig fig on top of their sign brick.
Yeah, I sure will, Richie. Much appreciated. Spend this at the yard sale. Not only is that $2 at the yard sale, when I translate that into Canada, it's probably going to be $45.
That's $12 in Canada, right?
Oh yeah, that's huge.
This is going to be a thing, Amberlight. Everyone's going to do this.
It's going to be hot now. I did it
Okay,
once,
cool.
so everyone's
All right,
doing
so
it.
I won't be the weirdo that's like, yeah.
No. For
Good
me,
to
it's like,
know.
did I make you sign this last year? I don't remember. Because I didn't keep track. Like I was just like, sign it.
But
Nice.
what I'm not going to do is measure everyone's height.
Yeah, I'm not doing that again.
Wait, why were people doing that?
Oh, she hasn't seen my video.
Yeah. She didn't
Oh,
watch
I
it.
haven't.
They did
Wait,
a comparison of.
I did a last year. I did how tall are Lego YouTubers, and you may have seen it. I don't know, maybe not. I'm gonna share it again, like in a week, because I did.
Oh,
the vlog
okay,
this week.
okay. This was from
I'll share it
last
again.
year. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just how tall are Lego YouTubers. That's how it is. This year, it's not gonna be. It's gonna be something else, but it's not gonna be height.
Hey, I scrunched down
Okay.
when we did a selfie, so that way you look like as big as me.
I appreciate it.
I'm tall. I'm just skinny. Well, I'm not even tall, actually. I'm average. I'm just skinny. But for Richie here, much appreciated. Thanks for the dono for the garage sale.
Well, you can tell by the way I awkward walk. I'm gonna shit my pants. There's no time to talk. A fuck came out, yeah, it was funny, and I'm standing here, but my butt feels muddy, and it's all right. It's okay. Please step out my fucking way.
Sorry, I wasn't ready for that.
Oh, that kills me.
See, the difference is I was ready for that because I watched so many of Saturday Shenanigans.
See, there are people on Twitch that would take that and like just go crazy. Oh my
yeah.
god! You would get people would donate just to watch that over and over and over again. Like they would just like
Thunderbox. Running to the Thunderbox.
I'm telling you. Dude.
There you go, Taz. I'll send you the
Best
video.
name in the world, by the way. I
Thanks,
love
man.
that. A Thunderbox.
Exactly. Yeah, Thunderbox.
No.
We
You
do
know
a
what?
thing
Speaking of which,
a segment where it's called Rate Your Thunderbox, so people actually send in photos of outhouses and like, you know, and then we actually have a scorecard rating system because, you know, why not?
Can't make this up.
It's not humor, but
this
it's
is right
fun.
off the shelf there. Thunderbox. Oh, who's inside? Oh man, we got Taz sitting in the Thunderbox.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
I love it.
put a flat screen TV in there in a bar fridge. Happy days.
Hey, the hotel is going to have
And
a
Wi-Fi.
TV
It's
in
got to
the
have
bathroom
Wi-Fi.
here. There's
Not
a
to get
TV.
too whiny, cry, sentimental moment, but that's been up there and definitely came down here and gave it a good tribute because that motorcycle accident you had. So for a while there, I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. So I'd come down and
Thank you.
Taz in the
Yeah.
Thunderbox.
It's yeah, it was nice to see people doing stuff with Thunderboxes, especially when I was recovering, and it really meant a lot. And it was a nice way to add just a little bit of, you know, lightheartedness to a serious situation. So for me, it was actually nice to, in a way, look at it from a slightly lighthearted approach, and it gave me that little bit more, you know, from a mental health aspect, it gave me that little bit more of a pick me up because it's like people are having fun with Thunderboxes, and that's all I ever sort of wanted. Really, it was just, you know, a funny name for an outhouse, and it's taken off a little bit. And you know, it still gets used from time to time over here, but not as often as what it used to. So it's nice to, you know, keep just to keep it going a little bit. So I appreciate that.
Speaking of Thunderboxes, my dog has to hit the Thunderbox, and I have to finish some ACOB work. So I got a jet, but I'll be watching and lurking. So bye to all you guys.
Appreciate it. Always fun to hang out. See you soon.
Yeah,
See you.
thanks for having me on. Take it easy. Peace.
Take care.
Peace. Speaking of which, giving credit where credit's due, the maker really of the shirt. Even Lego, bro.
You even Lego, bro. I like it.
I'm gonna hop off as well. I need
Like,
sleep.
even Lego, bro?
Hi.
Bye, TJ.
Good night, everybody, and make sure to hydrate.
Yeah. Bye,
Thank
TJ.
you.
See you on Good Morning
We'll see
Brickworld.
ya.
I will
And
hydrate.
now that
with my
Stud City has
soda.
designed that T-shirt for you, Mark, you know I'm gonna have to buy one in Chicago.
Yeah, well, I got a couple extra made. I got one obviously given to the founder. Double checked his size, so we got one going straight to Sidious, and then I got 2 extra larges and 2 regular larges. So first come, first serve.
That's merch. Hey, that's awesome.
And quick question for those who don't know how to do it: how can we send in our Thunderboxes for Rate Your Thunderbox?
Just send us an email. startanddud@gmail.com is probably the easiest one there, mate.
So wait, you're going to take everyone's entry of a Thunderbox and over on Twitch. That's where you can find Taz.
Over on the show. So we actually have a segment over there, and we give people, people can send in their Thunderboxes. If they actually want to come on stream with us and tell us about it, they can. Or if they're not comfortable with that, they can just tell us about it in the chat, and then we can rate it live and give it the highest score we've got out at the moment is 13. 13 is our ceiling, and it's just a funny. Look, for us, it's toilet humor. I mean, why not? It's just the biggest thing. I was 100% vibing in what you guys were saying about, the differences from YouTube and Twitch, and it's totally fine. It's a style of what we're sort of doing over there is just trying something new for us and a little bit different, and we're seeing how it goes. So far, we haven't had any flack from anyone with Rate Your Thunderbox. It's purely for fun. It's just trying to make people laugh, and it's just silly toilet humor, and that's all it is. And but we can be serious when we need to be as well. But,
So I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
When people send you pictures of their Thunder. Are you like?
Yes.
You don't want the real feed in the toilet, though. Don't be sending those.
No. Well, this is a Lego version.
Yeah. So
it's a real.
Thunderbox,
it's real as well.
Make a Lego Thunderbox.
So you could send a picture of your
Lego
bathroom.
You can send a picture of a real Thunderbox or a Lego one if you want as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome.
That's my Thunderbox, Amberly. It's an outhouse, really, right?
I like it.
Oh, yeah. Outhouse, Thunderbox. Yep.
I'm going to modify this with a snot technique, and that's all I'm going to throw out there.
Funny story about Thunderboxes is that my dad grew up in rural Idaho.
Yes.
And so they hunted for their food, and they had an outhouse for their bathroom. And apparently one year my grandpa gave my grandmother a fur-lined toilet seat to take out with her for all the cold days to keep her bottom warm.
That's very classy, because it's usually typical, especially in Australia as well. The more rural that you go, the more inland, the more colder it is during winter. So I've actually shown Thunderboxes that have been managed and maintained by local councils here in Australia that the Thunderbox itself is metal. Now, that might be great during summertime because you can cool yourself down. But during winter, it's just going to be problematic. So I 100% know where you're coming from, because you obviously usually in the rural areas, things like modern plumbing, just aren't really available for obvious reasons. So bathroom facilities are a little bit different. And the fact that he went to that effort to think of someone else's rear end getting cold in winter, that's a very nice sentiment.
That's a husband move.
Oh yeah, apparently it was like she kind of cried.
Well,
I mean, I can understand. I
mean,
it's very thoughtful. Yeah, it's very, very touching.
The good old days when you could just win your wife over by keeping her bottom warm,
Simple things, Macro. Simple things.
I'm gonna help my wife with a video. She's doing something for her students' parents, so she's
cool.
She's making a video.
Yeah, Eric. Before you go, I'm with a Batman, because a Batman works in black and a very bright yellow tool belt.
It's kind of weird staring at myself.
Because whenever I'm on the same panel as Eric, I always like to show off my sig fig next to Batman.
I know. I am Batman.
That's funny.
So, no worries, guys. Take it easy. If you ever need Batman, you know where to find him.
Peace.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Is that a Lego set? Amberly, that bird?
Oh. Sorry, I've just been. This is. So my stream I did today, I was just building poly bags, and this is the Creator 3-in-1 bird.
I did not know they had that bird. I seen the other one, the actual 3-in-1 set. I didn't see that one. That's very cool.
Yeah. I got it at the Lego Discovery Center.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then I built my X-Wing.
Another poly bag?
Yep. And then I have my Doctor Strange poly bag.
Oh, wow. Do you keep all your sets built, or do you go back and like take them apart for pieces or something? Or let your daughter play with them, I guess, would be the other option.
Okay, so my daughter steals all the Friends sets.
Okay.
Yeah, she steals. That's why I stopped buying them for myself. I mean, I'd love to get the botanical gardens, but it'll just end up in her room. I mostly display my sets, but if I get bored with it, I will take it apart and just put it into my inventory of pieces. Or if I really liked it, I might put all the pieces in a bag and just put that aside to build again. Like I did that with Fox from the Harry Potter one because I really liked building it and I wanted to maybe build it again, and I did. I rebuilt it.
So since you said that you bought that at the Discovery Center, how did your daughter enjoy the Discovery Center?
Oh my God, she loves it. She loves it. It's just a big playground for kids, is what it is.
Nice.
And I have to say that because we don't know who's lurking in the chat, and not everyone knows that you have to be a parent to go into a Discovery Center.
You have to have a kid, yeah.
Unless
and
they
in all
do
fairness, well, yeah, unless they do an AFL night. And I was going to say, in all fairness, because we went to they remodeled the Boston one and they reopened it. And I mean, there's nothing to do as a adult, really. I mean, you could do a couple things. They get really boring real quick. So I see why they have that.
Make it a kid-friendly space.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to have a kid to shop in the store. You can go in the store if you want, but yeah, I mean.
Good to know. We don't get any of
that. You have gone to Discovery Centers and they are surprised when they get turned away because they don't know that you have to be a parent. I've talked with people about that, and they were like, "Oh, okay, Discovery Centers aren't as cool as I thought they were."
But they're not. They're not great for AFOLs.
I made a boo-boo somewhere. Uh-oh.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
TJ's probably not still walking, but if he is, he's probably laughing.
When I was 10 years old, I went to a build night at one of the Discovery Centers in Melbourne. And my memory of that build night is, guess what I stole?
What'd you steal?
Yes, I remember.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyone who watched The Last Sorting Party remembers the story about how I stole this from the Discovery Center 12 years ago.
Ruthless.
Yeah, we were talking about how Lego was going to come after you.
I'm going to see this live stream yet, Jeff.
Yeah, exactly. They're on to you now. They got evidence with this live stream.
Yeah, so they can send the police to my house. My phone number is 164613 blah 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 blah.
I was hoping you're going to rattle it all off. I was going to phone that too. So here's one. When we go to Brickworld, people want to get called by their first name or the handles we're calling them by. Like,
I prefer to get called by my handle.
Okay.
I asked that too. I was wondering like what people call each other when they're like what names they go by.
I usually do the shortest version. So we'll say Brick Hive, right? Am I going to go by Brandon? No, I'm going to say Hive all the time because Hive is shorter. Yeah. Now, Eric is shorter to say than Bricklock. So I call Eric by his name because it's shorter to say.
Same. And also,
that's how I usually work it
Mayo is shorter than than James, and the reason I prefer to be called Mayo is because since the end of World War One, there have been over there has been over 4.7 million people named James. So I'm literally one of a million, but there's only one of me.
So you like it a little bit more personal, right?
Yeah, like,
and that's why I asked.
Even at university, I prefer people to call me Mayo, because wherever I go on campus, there's always at least another James within a 1 kilometer radius of me.
1 kilometer, eh? Not like 0.8, not 1.2.
Yeah.
I say a kilometer because our campus is about 1 square kilometer.
Well, I want everybody to use my full Amberlia builds. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Hey, if it's a request, that's why I asked, right? Maybe Eric wanted to be called by Brickblock, right? Keep it.
Well, so okay. Well, technically, like Amber isn't technically my first name anyway. So, and there is an Amber. That's it. I saw because they have the list of everybody who signed up. There is an Amber, so I think Amberlia will make it safe to know you're talking to me.
Pretty straightforward, yeah. Speaking of which, Hive, what do you want to get called in Brickworld? Your first name or by your handle?
Dude, I'm sure I'll get called by a lot of names. It's all good.
You don't care, okay?
I mean, look,
sexy.
If you're comfortable, enough with me, man, you can call me Brandon. If I don't know you, then yeah, I don't know you. You call me by that, I guess. I don't know, man. The biggest thing for me is more about my last name, you know. But I don't know. I mean, honestly, I feel like probably Hive for the most part. But if anybody that I know well enough, you know what I mean, call me Brandon. I'm not gonna be like, what the fuck, dude? You know.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll call you Hive because Hive is shorter than Brandon. I think it's actually one full syllable shorter. So I just like to let Hive roll out. It's gonna be a lot easier.
Dude, I mean, you go Hive, Brick Hive, the Hivester, Hive-a-Rooney, Hive-a-like a ding dong.
You're enjoying this too much.
Hey, Max, while I got you on here, man,
What's up,
dude? What is it that I was gonna trade to you for? What were we gonna do? Some kind of exchange? Because I don't want to be rude and sell it or give it away.
I have no idea.
All right, good, man. All right. All right.
I have no idea what you were talking about. Minifig.
It was on one of your guys' streams. It was a long time ago.
The trade that never went
down.
I know it was either the Forceman's Hideout or that Blacktron thing, but I think I already promised the Blacktron thing.
I think that was someone else. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it was somebody else.
Yeah.
For the Forestman Hideout?
I have two of those suckers.
I don't remember, dude.
I was gonna say if no one wants it and you want to sell it, you know.
Yeah, because
I haven't decided what to do with it yet. Like I said, I know Jay is all about. He's gonna trade something to me. I want to say it's a poster or something.
Yeah, I remember that
Blacktron set.
I've got a bag. I've got a bag of Marvel Marvel figures that I don't want. So if anyone's bring anything to the yard sale and they're interested in any of the Marvel figures I've got, I'm down to make a trade.
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
I was really enjoying your guys' conversation, by the way.
Good. I'm glad no one was put off. Again, I'm not asking to square anyone into a corner, to say anything's right and wrong. I'm asking for my own stupidity, my own education, my own self-knowledge, right? Yeah. And if it comes across this way or that way, again, my bad. But I'm just generally a curious cat. That's all.
No, I thought you brought up a
there's
very
so much
good
diverse
point.
knowledge within this group. We all have so many different perspectives that when you bring a lot of different perspectives together, it's easier to learn.
Yeah, but like Macro said, one of the most honest things I've heard about the whole situation, you know, because there's been a lot of talk revolving around like the people that are getting paid to stream there and the differences between the platforms and, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that I won't get into because you guys already talked about it. But the thing that Macro brought up, and Shai agreed with Macro also, I heard, was it's almost like a little bit of a jealousy kind of salty thing about like, you have a lot of us have friends that we would normally watch on this platform that are over there for whatever reason. We won't even get into reasons why, but like, yeah, I mean, it just, you know, it makes you feel a certain way, right? But it's nothing that you could be mad at, right? Like, that's the problem. Like, there's a lot of times, you guys know me, like, I rant and stuff, and I can have a temper sometimes. And sometimes I'll be mad, right? And Mrs. Hive, like, she'll think I'm mad at her about something. And I'm like, no. I was like, I'm not mad at you. I was like, I'm not mad at anybody. I was like, I'm mad at the situation. You know, and I've said that so many times in my life. I'm mad at the situation because it's not anybody's fault in particular. You know, and you can't point fingers because it's a very vague.
You can't fix it. You can just be pissed off.
Right. Yeah. And then there's also things like, for instance, even people that have good intentions, like for instance, Amber Lia, you know what I mean? Like we know very well that Amber Lia is doing it for her own personal enjoyment, you know. Now it also interacting with the community and et cetera, like the platform is, you know, different for better, like molded more for somebody like for her that likes that kind of stuff, but you know, it's like, who are we to try and make her feel guilty per se, you know what I mean? For I'm not saying anybody has, you know what I mean, but I'm just saying, like, as an example, I'm just bringing her up. That, you know, it's interesting to me that, because I just thought that what you said about it was probably one of the most kind of honest things about it. You know what I mean?
You know, honestly, Taz is a perfect example. Sorry, Taz. I love watching Taz. Sure. Love the man, hanging out, good vibes, good backstory. You know, we've hang out backstage and shot the shit. Gone over to Twitch. Nothing, love it. Got nothing wrong with it. I'd watch Taz more on Twitch. I'm just too stupid to learn and enjoy that interface of that platform. That's the only thing that's holding me back.
Dude, check this out, man. Even before the Twitch conversation has come up, I've mentioned this before, like about Instagram, because we all know, I'm sure all of us know people that stream on Instagram, you know what I mean? And I would like to go on there and support them more, but I just, look, the biggest thing I've always said it, and some agree, you can't hide yourself on Instagram like when you go on the streams. I can't work, you know what I mean? And that is a big thing for me. Not to say that I've never been on there, and not to say that I've never been on someone's stream on Instagram, but you know, it's just like kind of what Mayo was saying in a way about like the different flavors of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
some enjoy other flavors more than others, and you know, like look, even for Good Morning Brickworld, of course, the mainstay would be at YouTube. But dude, I would be fool to if I had more time and I can do it, and it just, you know, and I wouldn't procrastinate on stuff. Like I would like to double stream, because again, I think I would be a fool to not have a stream on Twitch. Just for marketing reasons, you know what I mean? Like
that's easy to double stream. You just gotta click one more button.
Shoot, what? I'm sorry, what, Chai?
You can't double stream once you're affiliated on Twitch.
Right. I mean, obviously there would be some steps to take, and I would have to figure out a couple things that people have mentioned to me about the way to do it. Because remember, Amber Lia, somebody was telling us about how you could put it on there in a different way or something like that.
Yeah, that's the point of the convo.
So again,
the replay, yeah. And
is it as strong as maybe a normal live Twitch stream or whatever? Probably not. You know what I mean? But it's just the point of just expanding myself, kind of like in the way that we were talking, Shai, about like thumbnails and stuff like that. How I've really bucked on it, and I haven't gone completely. You know what I mean? But I at least understand. You know, but there's different levels to it. You know, that's the thing I brought up in different conversations. There's different levels to that because, like, okay, the thumbnail thing, right? Obviously, you know, if you want to attract people to your video, you know, you want to have a good thumbnail. Now, the levels of the thumbnail can differ because I can tell you now, I might try it one day, but I'll never like do the whole split screen arrow pointing to the next picture over. Look. I just don't care about that stuff, man. And look, I'm trying really hard to care enough for the show, because and look, I've got 2 other people involved in the show, so that matters to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just be like all willy-nilly. I take it seriously because, as Amberly said earlier in the stream about the stuff that she does for the show, you know what I mean? And I don't even ask her to do any of that stuff. Dude, she just does it. Jay's the same way, man. There's just stuff Jay just does. So now, I got to make sure I step up my game, man. You know what I mean?
And you're right about.
I'm not going to do that flashy thumbnail, but at least try and make some good ones.
You're right about the thumbnails. It's something I always ask myself when I'm creating a thumbnail, because I go through a 2-stage process of creating a thumbnail. Whenever I'm creating it, I try to think, if I am some random normie and I see this recommended to me, does this thumbnail look interesting enough that I'd want to click on it? And that's kind of the balance that some people, they almost don't consider, because I think what some people do well is they get into the mindset of who's actually watching, because the best way you're going to deliver a good product is if you consider those who are going to be consuming whatever you're putting out. And with all the different styles of thumbnails out there, whether you're inspired by other people's thumbnails or whether you're looking at different templates, eventually someone finds a thumbnail format that works best. And if you have a consistent style of thumbnail, people are going to then recognize that thumbnail with anyone's channel, and they see, oh, this is recommended to me. I know exactly who that guy is without even having to look at the title of their video or the creator underneath the title. I see, yep, that's their thumbnail. I'm going to watch that. And also, you're right about when I say that there's different environments around the place, and Amberly brought up a good point. Some people, when they go live, they don't want to put in, they don't really care about thumbnails. And with Instagram and you don't have to make a thumbnail, and that's not because people on those platforms don't want to create thumbnails. That's because that's how the software is built. And the way I treat thumbnails and environments of how people deliver their product, I'm always of the opinion I don't want to be the be all and end all. I don't want to control someone because I wouldn't want to be controlled. I want to let people do their thing, and if I'm emotionally invested, I might make a few suggestions here or there. Say, hey, I think you've got something good going here. If you made X, Y, and Z changes, then I think you could make X, Y, and Z better. Because every day I go to all different social media.
Hi, Max.
I go to all different social media platforms and see people outright making demands for those who are delivering the product, and that's so disrespectful, because you should never demand something of someone who's put in the effort to design it in the first place. And I think when enough of those, they're probably immature people who don't recognize the effort it takes to do all of this stuff to create the product, because they probably don't do it themselves. Again, what I've been saying with cop-outs, it's important to recognize what the person who's making the product goes through to deliver it. And as people who put out products, we also got to remember what the viewers are going to be thinking. And if we all think about each other before we do that stuff, then we'll be better people.
So, something that I kind of want to bring up, because it's bothering me, and I don't want to
let it rip.
when I decided that I wanted to try streaming on Twitch and stuff because I was enjoying the community. And I was excited about that and stuff. I'll be honest, people, whether it's been intentional or not, it's made me feel bad about making
like
that
going
decision.
to Twitch.
Yeah, I made this.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And I felt like I had to defend it. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this.
No, let it out. That's good convo. Like again, that's kind of why I want to iterate. I ask these questions not because I want to make people feel bad. Again, I'm kind of again, we've touched on I'm a little bit bitter towards Twitch, but I'm just more curious, especially if I'm going to put in the effort to put in an effort to transition or to go over, right? So you shouldn't feel bad. And if you're in the Lego YouTube community and you do Twitch, people can ask questions. That's just nature, right? But if people make you feel bad, you're hanging out with the wrong peeps.
Yeah, there's no reason to feel bad, Amberly. I mean, for crying out loud, well, look. Again, no matter what anybody around us, including myself, whatever criticism we have of Twitch and stuff like that, I mean, obviously, first of all, we know that you're in a different kind of position anyways, compared to others. But you know what I mean? Like, look, for anybody to try and make you feel guilty, you know what I mean? And if it
I don't know that they're trying to. I mean, so I don't want to act like people are being mean on purpose or anything.
Then you got to put yourself on that extra not on a pedestal, but you got to put yourself on that next level, because that means, Amberlia, I'm so emotionally invested in hanging out with you. I like you, your character, your personality, that when you went to Twitch, I was like, oh, damn, I'm sad.
Well, listen, man. I mean, it could be a learning lesson.
We're invested into you. People are invested into me. People are invested into Shy. We want to keep hanging out. So when people see you go here or there, it's almost like, well, am I losing a friend, so to say? Damn right. I can go, and I can't complain because I can just go on Twitch and watch you, right? So no one really can complain. They can just go to the next platform and still watch you, you know?
Yeah.
And it's really sad that you feel this way, because this is exactly what happens when people, they try to dictate what other people do on social media. Because I haven't experienced it as much as other people, but I find it very disrespectful when viewers go to creators and say, you must do this, you're doing this wrong, you've got to do X, Y, and Z. And I can empathize with people who have to defend their decision, because they should never have to defend their decision in the first place if people weren't so disrespectful. Fortunately, most people are considerate about what people decide to do with their presence on social media, but you get the odd jerk here or there, and I see them doing this stuff on people's content, and I'm like, really?
Well, am I to assume that it's not just like she just said? It's not like it's somebody maybe even being intentional about it. It's just a matter of the things that are being said, and you can't help yourself. You can't help if you feel a certain way about that.
Yeah. But at the same time, I'm putting myself out there. It's almost like a movie star. Like the paparazzi is going to take your picture, dude. You're an icon. You're a movie star. So if you put yourself out there, people got they're going to have an expectation, man.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Amberlad, but it almost seems like, you know how I was just saying a little bit ago how I get mad at a situation.
Humbly.
It almost seems like you're sad at a situation right now. You know what I mean? Not necessarily trying to point fingers at anybody in particular. Like you said,
like I said, I don't think anybody's trying to
Of course not. I mean, at least that we know.
You know, I don't think anybody was intentionally trying to hurt my feelings. It's just it started to, and it's felt a little like I needed to defend my decision.
I had to do that a huge amount last year in Belong.
That's
yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say that's why I always say communication is important as well, and trying to understand the situation. Because look, let's say let's say when we started talking about us missing, people streaming over here, going over there, right? So let's just take that as an example. I'm not going to put words in Amberline's mouth or nothing like that, but let's just take that as an example and say maybe that's something that makes her feel guilty, because that would almost kind of make me feel guilty. If I was streaming on Twitch all of a sudden, everybody's like, yeah, hi, we really miss you over here, blah, blah, blah. You guys, I know you're not trying to be assholes about it, but yeah, it probably made me feel a certain way, right?
But again, you feel guilty,
well, see, here's the thing. And I'm going to say this very, very lightly. Okay. Just really quick, because it's kind of important for an analogy. So there was a situation that happened, all right, and it upset somebody. And I didn't care about whether I was right or wrong about that situation. I was willing to just throw that away because it's not worth me like losing a friend over. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with sort of like this. It's like, it doesn't matter how I feel about it. Okay. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. What matters is Amber Lai is my friend. So if there's things that maybe I say and not realize it, you know what I mean? Then I would like to know about it. It doesn't mean I'm going to change my perception or mind about it. It doesn't mean when Amber Lai is maybe not around, I might not talk about it, but just to try to help my friend, feel better about a situation, but it's easy to, look, I'm the first person to admit it's easy to get just, passionate. You get caught up in a conversation and you don't think blah, 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 blah. But again, it's kind of like the other night when Sean and I were talking about stuff and how I really appreciated us talking about it, because Shai brought up some facts that I just wasn't aware of. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's important to have conversations like this. And again, even like what Amber Lai said, I know maybe she started to feel a certain way.
I mean, it's my fault. I was the one that was being mean. I'm the one that called.
No, dude. No, it's not like that.
No.
I'm bitter. Oh, look. For me, honestly, I'm bitter towards Twitch. I have a gripe against them because they won't give me my name back. So that's the reason why.
A lot of us do. Look,
it's always tough.
It's like we're all acting like adults. You know what I mean?
Child right now towards
Twitch.
I
mean, look, we have these sprinkles of childish, or whatever, you know what I mean? But for the most part, we could all walk away from stuff and understand where each of us are coming from. Nobody was trying to do anything. Right, Rich.
I'm sorry, Amber Lai. I didn't mean to do that.
No, you didn't. No, it's not.
That time is my time.
That's an appropriate time to use my full name.
No, it's fair. He got an opinion. You can have an opinion.
Yes. No, I was just mentioning that, and maybe it's just been ever since I've mentioned it, it's just been kind of like my Tuesday stream. I mean, hi, if you were there, it was kind of
I saw.
I think you guys, I think you should be flattered when people are complaining. I think it's because they're feeling lost.
It's a double-edged sword, back, bro.
They want
people care.
That's their jam. They want you to stay in their jam. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, even
take it as a humbling, they just miss you. That's all.
Even when I get the stupid.
Also, the other thing too, is another thing too that's been happening is because I want to go to Twitch. I feel like everybody thinks all of a sudden I want everybody to move to Twitch, and I think everything should go there. I have to keep explaining. It's like, no, I just want to do stuff there.
That's just an after effect of what's
going on. I mean, I wouldn't say I follow the masses, but I mean, if I'm going to have more friends on Twitch, watch more people on Twitch, get more engagement, that's where I would go.
I mean, you heard me a couple weeks ago. I was like, God damn, Twitch is trying to pull some people over there, aren't they, man?
Yeah,
and then of course, in the midst of all that, then our friend Amber Lai is like, yeah, I'm gonna go over to Twitch. And we're all
because ultimately, I think the best message for this conversation is it's important to be respectful to your constituents, and it's important to respect the decisions that people make, and it's important to recognize that they are fun. That if they weren't having fun, they wouldn't be here. We're all here because we want to have fun, and it doesn't matter where people choose to have fun. If you're having fun, then you're enjoying yourself, and that's why and that's why no matter what people do with themselves, I always wish them nothing. I always wish them nothing but the best, because as a good human being, everyone should want everyone to feel like they have a sense of purpose and they're enjoying what they do. Yeah. And I always think it's disrespectful when people try to control other people's lives, because
be the best you can be where you can be.
Because YouTubers do live streams on Twitch. Twitch streamers make videos on YouTube. There's nothing wrong about that. There's no law that dictates that you can't do stuff on different stuff. There's no law dictating, unless it's a company bylaw, that you've got to do X, Y, and Z, because we all have a degree of freedom, no matter how big or small that is. We have the rights to make our own decisions, and it's important for humanity, in my opinion, to respect that not everyone you know is going to do something that you agree with. A lot of people are going to do things that you disagree with. But
I don't agree with that.
But for the sake of humanity, in my opinion, it's important to be respectful of other people's decisions, and that's a telltale sign between those who really care about someone and those who are just like, meh, they just exist. Is that you build up a connection, a friendship, and an emotional investment, where you respect what you do, because you would want that same etiquette to be bounced off the proverbial glass ceiling that is success about whatever we strive to succeed in. And I personally would feel guilty if someone made a decision that they're not enjoying because I said so. And I don't think enough people consider that when they tell YouTubers and Twitch streamers, oh, you should be doing this, you're doing this wrong. No, just be a nice person.
When I made the move last year, there was when I first started in the community, it was great. There were a lot of, we're having a lot of fun. When I made the decision late last year to move to Twitch, there was a select group of individuals who I thought were more than just a streaming friend or whatever. They're a little bit more closer than that. They wrote me off, not just from going, oh, okay, so he's gone to another platform, that's okay. I nearly got written out of the frigging community, according to them. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you guys going on about? Like, seriously.
They don't own the community, though. They can't write you off on the community. They don't own it.
I've been nothing but respectful to as many of the different streamers on a personal level, Macro included, and Belaya, Hive, everybody else that's doing stuff over here as well. I've never known. It's like, stream where you feel comfortable. On my own stream, I have an alter ego, Grandpa Taz. He's my grandfather Bill, and I have way too much fun with him over there because I can kind of get away with that a little bit more. And who wants, and sometimes an old person saying something can be funnier than a younger person, or like my own age. I'm 40 and I could say something and no one would laugh. I can put on, g'day everybody, my name's Grandpa Taz, hope you're all well. And I can start to say stupid shit, and people are gut busting laughing because it's they're trying to envisage some old bloke busting a couple that were caught having sex on a train carriage. I used to work for a volunteer heritage organisation where that actually happened. And if I told it as myself, maybe one or two people might laugh. But if I do it as this because I was, volunteering because I was a little bit bored with my time and thought I'd, go and check the carriage, and I caught two people doing the horizontal folk dance. I can get more reaction out of that than me telling it as it's me. So... But I don't know. See, I'm afraid to sort of do Grandpa Taz on. If I went to come back here on YouTube and do streaming, I would be afraid to bring him over here because it's like I don't know if it translate, and it's just that. And I can understand where Embelai is coming from as well. I got the same thing, 100%. I got the same thing, but not from everybody. But there was a select few, and now I just think, if they actually liked me as a person, they would watch. If they don't, that's totally fine. But I don't crucify people for not coming over. Stud's the perfect example of that, and he's always said, "Dude, I miss you on YouTube," and I'm like, "Dude, I understand, I get it," and so it's what it is. It's just hard to, translate that sometimes, but.
Yeah.
I've caught a couple of your streams on Twitch, and I've seen a few of yours on YouTube. You fit both platforms, so don't ever try and write yourself off. You fit perfectly in both platforms, but you also have that personality that you bring to it. And a lot of us try to do that as well. Adora Build's a perfect example. We've been saying for ages we'd love to have Ruth on Twitch, but she's got a great following here on YouTube and that as well.
Yeah.
But it's the personality. It's not the platform. It's the personality. And then I've seen you on YouTube streams when you've just been doing your own stream, and I've seen you on Twitch, and you fit both molds perfectly. So
I will say,
you're happy there. That's great.
This is probably me talking on my ass, man. But I will say that it does kind of appear like there's a different form of personality or engagement from the creator on different platforms. Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, like they all have a different kind of feel. Maybe I'm overreaching or overthinking.
I seem a bit more relaxed over there. When I do a stream over there, I seem a little bit more loose and a little bit more relaxed. But when I used to stream on YouTube, for some reason I felt more tense. So I don't know why. I can't put my finger. I wish I could.
Now, speaking from personal experience, I don't think, and again, I'm probably making excuses, whatever, but I don't think I'd be good on Twitch. I'm not like, I like to engage with the chat and the community and stuff, but not on that kind of level. And I can stream on Instagram, but I don't like it. I don't like it really at all. Like, I remember when Brick Babe invited me to go on her stream, whatever it was, like a month or so ago. And I was on the computer trying to figure out how to get the link to go on, man. It's like, you just use your phone. I'm like, use my phone. Like, I set up my camera and everything. Like, what are you talking about?
Why would I use my phone?
So I had to set up my phone against the monitor. This is just really awkward. And it's partial excuses because if I want to stream on Instagram, if I like it, if it's something I think that would appeal to me, if same thing with Twitch, then I'll do it. You know what I mean? But Instagram is different. But like I said, I still feel like
Instagram,
if I ever get off my butt and do it one day, I just feel like it would be good for the show to also put it on Twitch as well, even if it's just something as a backlog type of thing to watch. Just like I'm getting ready to get the Anchor, whatever it is, and start getting on Spotify and stuff. Huh?
I was gonna say what might be fun to do on Twitch, since you can do replays on there. I mean, it might be kind of fun, which I suppose that's similar to when you premiere, but it's already on YouTube. But to do on Twitch where you just set it for a different time of day, right? And it goes live on that time. And while they can't interact directly with us, it's still a live stream in that sense where everybody who shows up can interact with each other. So they're all watching it at the same time.
So let me ask you guys a Twitch question, because it's kind of a part to what I asked the other night is all right, so you don't go to Twitch to watch videos, right? I mean,
no,
you just go there to watch live streams. Now, is that because of just the way the platform is set up, or just because of just willy-nilly?
That's the platform is meant for live streaming.
Yeah, PewDiePie put all of his older video streams up there, and it's killing it. So
it's also not a Reels or a Shorts or anything, that kind of thing either, right?
Well, you can do clips of your stream.
But the clip, the shorts, the reels, clips, whatever you want to call them over here on YouTube. The best thing with YouTube is discoverability. The worst thing with Twitch is discoverability.
And no one's gonna find me on Twitch. No one's just gonna randomly come across me.
When I first started streaming, I was literally streaming to freaking nobody, and it's just it was so hard to just push through. But you start getting into other people's chats on their streams. You're not necessarily self-promoting yourself, but
Right.
you just start interacting with people, and then they go, "Oh, do you stream?" "Yeah, I do." Boom, next minute you've got an audience.
Yeah.
And it starts that way. It doesn't happen overnight. There's no same as everything else, but the best thing with YouTube is discoverability. The worst thing with Twitch is discoverability. So
yeah.
And like all these differences between the different social media platforms, they all have their positives and they all have their negatives. And it's important to feel the vibe of the different culture, because I don't think when people who are multi-social media platform users, I don't think they speak about culture enough, because culture can define who a lot of people are, and a lot of people build themselves around whatever the culture is, because you want to be able to fit in, you want to be able to be yourself, but you also want to be able to be compatible. And when anyone I see complain about the disadvantages of other social media platforms when they've for so long been using the one, that's because it takes time to learn. It takes time to see what everyone else is doing, and therefore it takes time to adapt. And people who want to put in the effort to adapt to a new situation, a new constituency, a new culture, if they put in the time, eventually they will ingratiate themselves into that culture, and they'll be the better for it, because there's different avenues. There's no right or wrong way, because we're all going to do what we want to do. And I'll speak from experience. I decided, hey, wouldn't it be cool to do Minecraft on Twitch? Because I'm seeing all these fantastic people who pop out of nowhere from the Lego community, and I hear from word of mouth. I'm like, yeah, they're doing really cool stuff.
Mail, I'm so sorry. Can I just interrupt for just a second? Because I just saw the time and I've got to go because I have a show tomorrow. So
I was gonna say, I think it's getting pretty late.
sorry. And I want you to be able to finish like all your stuff, but I need to go. So I'm sorry about that.
Thanks for hanging out. Heavy, deep.
Thank you for having me. I'm so sorry about the emotional stuff.
No, I
don't normally do that.
Conversations is about
okay.
All
right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Take care.
Yeah, and so from first-hand experience, I've put in the time to talk with different people to learn that stuff, and the more you learn, the more respectful you become for different spaces. And when you do all of that stuff, then you're going to feel better about yourself, and you're going to feel more comfortable. And Amberlaya made a good point. She made lots of good points about adapting. And ultimately, I think if you don't adapt, then you're never going to go anywhere.
That's the truth. You got to adapt. You got to change. I
wouldn't want to dictate how other people do their stuff, because that would be disrespectful.
Yeah, like I have been thinking about doing like a Sunday night live stream again here on YouTube, and just call it like, Sunday sessions or something like that. It used to remind me of the pubs I used to frequent with a Sunday sesh, and just sort of try to just sort of get back into it again a little bit and see how I go. But my biggest aim has just been making people laugh. I tell stories about, a perfect example, when I did work at a tourist heritage rail organization, we caught a couple bonking in a carriage. Just, stuff that not everybody might experience, not that side of it, but, go in a public environment, that sort of activity every day. So sometimes when you hear about it, you think, oh, wow, okay, cool. And then I'll tell the cases where I've, gone up to bed, gone to sleep, or tried to get comfortable, relaxing, and next minute I've dropped a fart and woken my wife up, and then I've been kicked into the doghouse. But that's actual shit. It happens, and it's I like sharing that and making people laugh. And if I can embarrass myself at the same time a little bit by doing it, if I've made someone else laugh, great, because
relate.
Yeah,
I will tell you, man, I have so much respect for people that can be that can humiliate themselves, man. You know what I mean? I because look, it just shows, one, you have a sense of humor. Two, you don't have such a big ego that you can poke some fun at yourself. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you gotta totally humiliate yourself. You know what I mean? But just the fact that you can, poke some fun at yourself.
Oh man.
Yeah.
See, I'm not saying you have to pass out on stream. I'm just saying.
Now, listen, Brandon, my name's Grandpa Taz, and I'm a little bit of a love sexual expert, and and I call it romantic reach out. I actually want to call it romantic reach around, but I'll probably upset.
I was going to say, this certainly sounds ambiguous.
So, but that's the sort of I honestly will just try to make fun of myself and just some of the stupid stuff I do.
Yeah.
If I can get a laugh from someone, that's great. Sometimes my laughter is masking some pain behind it, but for me, it's better to get through a really shitty time if I can laugh about it, and rather than going, okay, I've just dealt with a 2.5-year lawsuit battle for blah, blah, blah. There's still stuff from the accident that still hasn't come through. We're still waiting for court stuff and all that sort of shit. At the end of the day, no one really wants to hear about that unless they specifically ask me, hey, man, how's it all going? Are you still dealing with stuff? Then I'll mention. If not, I'll just make fun of myself and just be a dickhead and make people laugh. It's behind that laughter, I'm dealing with some shit at the moment, but I find I can get through some of that by making people laugh and laugh at myself at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just I've always known how important laughter and making people feel good, how that is, you know what I mean, or how important it is. So yeah, I just always got enjoyment, man. When you can make somebody chuckle, laugh, make them feel a little better. Yeah, man.
And that it's okay to talk, especially as you see. And I actually saw a podcast where they were talking about people, and they specifically sort of pigeonhole males and say, oh, males don't talk about their feelings, or males don't talk about this. But they're saying if they were given a platform to do that, then, they can, and that sometimes they can feel better about it. And sometimes with my streams, the funny shit that the stories that I'm doing and whatever, behind that is me just trying to deal with some personal stuff in the background. But because I'm having fun telling a stupid story of me, going to bed, farting really loudly, waking the wife up and getting me out of the bedroom, people find it funny. And it's like, okay, I'm now just being me. I'm being, I'm laughing at myself, but I'm trying to show people as well, it's okay to do that. It's okay to...
Exactly.
Yeah.
So be serious
because laughter is the best medicine. You can't survive on the internet if you don't have a sense of humor. And I firmly believe the people who can laugh at themselves are some of the most authentic people on the internet, because people find people are attracted. People are attracted to people who are confident enough that they can laugh at themselves, and they have enough humility that they're not going to be judgmental. Because I find it very relatable when people laugh at themselves. And as someone who has watched enough stand-up comedy over the years, the best forms of stand-up comedy are those who can laugh at themselves, because it's authentic, it's real, it's not scripted for TV.
That's one of the things I liked about Rodney.
It's wearing your heart on your sleeve, and I have a whole bunch of respect for that.
Rodney was great at that.
Yeah, man.
He was really brilliant. Such a loss to the... I mean, just obviously as a person, to his family, but a loss in the comedy world. He left such a huge void when he died.
Dude, there's two forms of entertainment that have meant so much to me on a different level. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you would think art would be like one of those two, but art's kind of on a different scale. But music and comedians.
Yeah.
Because I listen to music just constantly. I'm like literally almost all the time. I have music on, listening to it. But comedy is so important, man. Yeah, morphine, right? But yeah, comedy is so important that because they're allowed. They should always be allowed to be able to push boundaries on things. You know what I mean?
Well, comedy is subjective. They're not there to offend you, but it's
right.
very subjective.
But most comedians, dude, are, especially some of the best ones, man. Like they are battling, demons. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They're like, with of course, with a lot of people, like their own worst enemies. Yeah, I think it's just some of the great ones, man. That just
because the great ones were speaking the truth. They're making comedy about real life facts, but yet those were also the demons that they were drowning themselves or battling, right? So they were like almost high anxiety. They love the world they live in. They're almost like hate it at the same time, right?
The truth is funny, and comedians that can point out things that are true and make it funny is because it's relatable.
I mean, I don't want to say that the truth is always funny. It's just a matter of, and again, like Macro just said, it's subject, to perception and whoever is listening to it, what they feel is funny, and even people that do think something's funny at maybe at a certain time, they might not think that's funny because something going on in their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's the job of the comedian is to take kind of like the truth and throw it in our face and in a way that we can, get through it and laugh at it, And I mean, a lot of people, that's how they deal with pain and stuff. And anyways, you know what I mean? Like they joke, and I feel bad. There's a lot of people that think they're being inappropriate, but it's just for some people, that's just how they deal with stuff. What's that, Chaz?
Yeah. I did a couple of weeks ago. There was over on Twitch. There was a big raid train thing where awareness and money was raised for the International Association of Suicide Prevention and all that stuff. I did a little video intro to my stream, and I actually got quite a few private messages from it, which I didn't I didn't do it for that reason. I didn't do it for any other thing, but it was just to be open and honest. And I said to people, look, usually people who watch my streams, they're used to me telling the stories and me being the class clown, so to speak. But behind that, I have and currently still am dealing with some fairly heavy personal stuff. But one of my ways of dealing with it is going on a stream, telling stories, trying to make people laugh, but trying to also show people that it's okay to talk to your mates. It's okay to talk to your family. It's okay to talk to professionals if you're not feeling right. And if me sometimes, loosening up a little bit and sharing some of the stupid stuff that I've done, then if that's helped someone just get through, I don't ask people to prove that it's helped. I don't ask people to, tell me if what I'm doing is helping you. It's more if they can just see me telling the stories, laughing along at it, and trying to make other people laugh as well.
Yeah.
I feel that at least maybe someone's, that I maybe have connected with somebody on that level to go, hey, it is okay to not be afraid to reach out. You don't necessarily have to do it in a public live streaming environment.
Right.
Just to talk to someone, because if you suffer alone, we've lost, all of us can know that we've lost, whether it's been family, friends, colleagues, we've lost people to suicide. And it's not the answer. It fucking hurts. I lost my best mate from high school. I lost him to suicide, and it fucking hurts, and it still hurts today. It still hurts. There's pain there that's just never going to go away, and suicide's not the answer. So it's okay to talk about shit. It really is, but problem is if you come from your parents' generation or their generation, or their grandparents' generation, they were brought up not to talk about nothing to nobody.
Yeah,
and
I wouldn't say a few, more than a few friends, whatever reason, over the years, young and recent, take their own lives. But my opinion's a little bit different on that one. And my opinion on that, even though I've gone through the situation, lost loved ones, I wouldn't share my opinion. Definitely not on the internet. That'd be something I'd talk backstage, because I'd definitely get blasted for that shit.
There was someone who went to my school when I was from 4th grade to 7th grade. Who I used to play with them a sport and about 20 other people every recess and lunchtime, and they didn't grow up in the best home situation. And I learned about 5 years ago that person committed suicide, and I was shocked because I knew that they had their demons, but I was speechless when I found out they committed suicide, because it's such an extreme, and I still feel kind of chills talking about it, because I remember doing all this awesome stuff with them, playing sport, having fun, enjoying my childhood, and it still kind of gets me all tense, and I get chills talking about it because I just have such distinct memories, and now I think, oh, that person's gone, and it makes me sad because suicide isn't the answer. And through all of the demons I've gone through, that's why.
Well, you guys,
I consider myself a mental health activist, and I'm glad that we live in a time where we can have all of these adult conversations.
Yeah, I've also dealt with quite a handful of people in my life that have taken their own lives. You know, different ages, different reasons, different ways. And it's a just like with most things, it's a very complicated subject, you know, because you got to understand whatever the person's dealing with, their surroundings, that kind of thing. Now, you know, and the thing is, and you know, again, this is a very complicated issue and discussion, so I'm not sure we're not going to really get into any kind of certain areas, you know, on this stream, especially because I got to go soon. But so the thing is, it's not the answer, but you have to, you know, the thing is what is the question? You know, what is the reason somebody took their own life? You know, because I'm not saying I sit there and condone it, obviously, because I don't. And the other reason why it's a complex issue is because of things like, you know, do you believe in the afterlife and stuff like that too, as well? You know what I mean? Like there's a lot that kind of goes into it. Now, I know there's a lot of people clearly that have taken their lives, and they've done it because they feel there's no way out of whatever pain they may be going through. And I think that's what you guys probably mean, is like there's clearly
world's crashing.
Different. I mean, like for instance, the one thing I've learned over the years, and probably just because I'm natural at it, is communication. Talking to people is so important, dude. Like it is so important to talk to people, and even if it's personally, like private with just a one-on-one, even if it's not with a professional, just talking to a friend, just even if they don't say anything to you, just sometimes just getting stuff out. And all of us have dealt with this on different levels, some more extreme than others, you know, for different reasons. But even like, so I've learned recently that I'm actually, I think I'm been dealing with constant anxiety, like not like I'm just anxiety about like a project, like just since I was a kid. I think I've just always had anxiety, and it's gotten worse over the years. And I just think that I block it out most of the time, you know, or I push through. Like, you know, like if you're stressed at your job, well, what are you going to do? You know, I mean, can you get a different job? Maybe, yeah, you know, but it's complicated, but you got bills to pay, especially when you get a family. And there's like, you know, you guys, I'm preaching to the choir, but you know, I mean, you guys, we all have these times when things happen. And I've noticed as I've been getting older, it's getting harder to deal with certain things, you know? But one thing I do know is it's just, again, it's good to talk to people. What's up, Steve?
Hey, Steve.
Like Mrs. Hive, she's the complete opposite. She don't like to talk about her feelings. She don't like to do any of that kind of stuff, man. She likes just be like straight to the point, or like just bottle it up. And for me, that's somebody that's not completely obvious. Like it really, that's the one thing that we have to deal with in our relationship. You know what I mean?
That's what I do.
But and as frustrated as I get sometimes, I have to understand that's how she's wired. Just like for her, she gets frustrated because I always want to talk about something. I'm always like asking her, like, well, what about this? And but she has patience with me.
Mrs. Has been like that as well. Yeah, it's frustrating too.
Well, Shy and I were just kind of messaging back and forth a little bit about our significant others and how fortunate, lucky, important it is to have somebody that supports you and headstrong. So yeah, but I agree. It's definitely important, like you said, to talk to people and to try and reach. And for others that aren't in that situation, maybe to help to reach out. Because I know for me personally, one of my biggest problems too is, I know, Mayo. It's a good drawing. Is I always feel like I'm bugging people. You know what I mean? Like I always feel like I'm gonna bother people. Yeah, man. When did you get that, by the way? Wasn't that not too long ago?
Doc, he sent me this for Christmas, and he wished me nothing but the best, which is something I admire about different people, is when they wish everyone nothing but the best. And with the situation that's happened with Doc, now this is more valuable for me because I had a great, I enjoyed having conversations with Doc, and now that he's made his decision, and as someone who respects people when they make a tough decision, because as we said, I think it's important to not try to influence other people's lives and try to dictate and control what they do. Now that he's made his decision, the sentimental value of this only increases. It's just like when a famous artist dies. It's just like when a famous artist dies and their paintings go up in value. That's the way I now feel about this piece of art.
Wow, that's heavy.
It has more value for me now, and now I will cherish it better than what I once did.
Well, I would say I'm sure he would appreciate that, but I don't want to put words in his mouth. I don't know, man. Like I said, I miss him. I miss him a lot, man. But it's like I said, we just said that he stepped away. We don't know what's going to happen in the future, and we've made it clear he's always got a seat open.
Yeah.
Back, so
where's that fifth rum? Let's see how fast we can get him back here.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, because
look, if anybody knows Doc well enough, or Con, he's a very headstrong kind of guy. So I'm again, we say he stepped away, but we don't know what any kind of time frame or whatever may hold in the future. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things, we just deal with and just gotta, move on.
Yeah, because does anyone remember Sarah Star Briggs? Does anyone remember Little Bins and Briggs? Does anyone remember String Cheese and Applesauce? Sure everyone has the right to make their own decisions, what they do with themselves.
Exactly. Invest all
and
those people.
There's so many examples I could think of where I'm like, they do.
You got to think also too, man. And I'm not saying this in relation to the Doc. I'm just saying in general that look, we are in a very interesting and unique field of YouTube. You know what I mean? And here's the thing: it's not even about who can be maybe the best or who's trying to support who or whatever. But when you just start pouring people into this space that are just streaming, making videos, you know what I mean? Like, you can only watch so much stuff, man. There's just going to be some people that you just aren't going to get views as much, myself included, man. You know what I mean? That there's just too many people in the space, man. It's not about like, oh, you should go or you should go or you should go. It's just, I mean, it's about the numbers, man. You know what I mean? That's really all it comes to. Now, yes, there are definitely things that are going to help, clearly, but if you have, even if everybody was just the best, you still gonna be able to watch so many people, man. You know what I mean? Does it?
No.
So, yeah, man. And it's something, and this is just a lighthearted thing to kind of say. You know what I mean? But that's why LAN members completely threw the YouTube, thing out of whack. You know what I mean? As far as like doing any kind of normal review set or any kind of thing like that.
The new stuff, yeah.
Because obviously you're not gonna be able to really. I mean, maybe if you're really, really good, man, like you just got a personality that could just win over a nun. You know what I mean? But yeah, you're not gonna compete with people that are getting the sets a month early. You know what I mean? And have Lego, backing them up, kind of thing. And it was not the only reason, but it was one of the reasons why I just kind of stopped messing around with reviews and stuff.
Yeah,
that was a good point.
And the LAN is a good example of what I mean when I speak about authenticity. Is for whatever reason, people have their gripes with people in LAN, whether they just have the sheep mentality, or they have their own decisions, because we're allowed to make our own decisions about what we think. For whatever reason, there are people who have a bias against LAN, and sometimes they don't know exactly why, or they've never articulated.
Let me ask you something, man.
But I bet a lot of people who have that mentality, they've never said it, but it's probably because they judge them based on their lack of authenticity, which I don't think is entirely correct, but that's my best guess about one of the mindsets they have is authenticity.
Well, yes, that's probably. I mean, I feel like yes, there's probably a percentage of the community that's mad about or salty or jealous or whatever because they get free sets and stuff or whatever the case may be. And it's like, I don't really care about any of that, man. You know what I mean? As long as you're honest about it, you know what I mean? You want to join LAN to get free sets. All right, that's cool.
Yeah, I would be jealous. Damn, I'd take
I don't understand the aspect of the community part because we're already doing that. You know what I mean? But again, look, it's I think what a lot of people that bothers them is, again, maybe some disingenuity. You know what I mean? Like, so look, if you see a commercial for Wendy's, our spokesperson for Wendy's or whatever, and they're gloating up about Wendy's or whatever product, you know what I mean? Like, do you, it's like, are you really trusting exactly what they're saying? Or you think that they're saying and hyping up the product because they're obviously getting paid to do it? Because if they weren't hyping up the product, you think that they would be sponsored, so to speak, So I think that's where a lot of it comes into. But see, again, just like with everything else, man, it's a very complex discussion because it's a matter of what people are doing, what kind of sponsorship you have. Because look, I've made it clear, I have no intention really of ever having any kind of sponsorship. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's going to tie me to something. And you guys know me, man. I just don't care. I'll be blunt about stuff. And I just don't feel like any company even would want me to do that. And then if I'd have to shut up and be nice about stuff, I don't know. But I will say, and MRI made me think about this, that if there was a product.
If the company it gave you $5,000, would you do it?
No, $5,000's not enough. I'm not selling for $5,000.
It depends on.
I am. I'll do it. I'll do it for $5,000.
It just depends on the contract. You know what I mean? Like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. That's a good point. What am I doing?
Yeah,
maybe I would take $5,000.
That's a little bit of a difference. You know what I mean? If it's like a one-shot thing, possibly. But here's the thing, and I know it's real easy to say that because we're talking money. You know what I mean? But I don't do this for money. You know what I mean? It's just a nice add-on to it. And even if I was doing it for money, as long as I can make enough, I'm fine. I don't need to go beyond, anything. So, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That was not really what I was getting at. The whole point is if there is a product that I really truly love a lot. Like I've already been using it for years or something, and they were like, "Yeah, we'd like to sponsor you for this." I probably would because I've already know if there was any gripes I had about it. You know what I mean? If I felt like maybe it was a surefire thing of something I wasn't going to be upset with. But beyond that,
that's way back there.
Yeah, and I don't normally name names when I talk about LAN, but something I admire about Alex Nunes, who is a fairly new member of LAN, is that he's been doing more reviews on his channel lately because he's now part of LAN, and there has been a couple of his. What I admire about his humanity and his integrity is that I think it was 2 of the sets that Lego sent him as part of the ambassador program, he outright said, if Lego had not sent me this set, I wouldn't have bought it. That's what I admire, and that is authenticity I can appreciate.
Well, that's good because he's the only one that I know of that said anything like that. You know, or
Tiago says that a lot.
I don't watch Tiago's stuff enough, so I don't know.
I watch Tiago here and there.
You know, no offense, but you know, it's just because yeah, that's something that I think is important. I've brought it before about the price is extremely relevant in a review. You know what I mean? And it's like somebody brought this up on Instagram, and I thought it was a good point that if like a LAN member just stacked up the prices of every single set that they've been given, would they have a different perception about it if they, you know, were like, okay, clearly I wouldn't be buying all this
if they had to pay for it. Yeah.
Right. And you know, and look, this isn't, I don't want people to get this taken the wrong way, man. This isn't like, you know, like I'm trying to, you know, talk bad about LAN members. These are things that nobody really discusses, man. You know what I mean?
That comes up. They're good points though. They're solid topics.
You know, so I don't know, man. You know, I just know, like I said, I mean, me personally, I wouldn't want nothing to do with it. And it's not like because I think I'm better than that. It's just I just run my mouth too much, and I just wouldn't want to be.
Well, if they'd have me while I ran my mouth, I'd do that. But
it's, you know, like, so like even at my job, my current job, there's a lot of stuff, man, that I don't agree with, you know, with the company I work for. But it's like I can't tell that to the residents. You know what I mean? I can't, you know, be like bluntly honest with them about stuff like that, or I'd lose my job.
Bad mouth in your company,
right? Now, but obviously that's not me representing a toy company. You know what I mean? And trying to gloat about their toys. I don't know. It is. It's just. It's very interesting. You know, at least in my eyes, I find this stuff fascinating because it's just so weird, man. You know, just look at just I don't know.
Humans are weird.
Nah, just the whole premium part, man, always just cracks me up. Because when I got on my Dark Ages, man, and I first started kind of rolling into Lego, like, you know, I was already known like Lego is like kind of expensive. But I would have never guessed when I first kind of started getting back into the hobby that it was like this premium product that everybody treats like gold and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, or just this whole perception of, I don't know, man. It's almost like I've said it before. It's almost snooty, like they just kind of feel like they're floating above the rest of the toys. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and the reason why people treat Lego like gold is because in between all those sexist articles 11 years ago, when the Friend sets came out, and the Lego movie coming out in 2014, when they came out with the Series 10 CMFs with Mr. Gold, a lot of media companies started putting out these articles talking about how supposedly Lego was worth more than gold. And I think a lot of investors in all different types of products started to drum up that conversation in the world of Wall Street and all of this other stuff. And I think a lot of people got the word out and thought, this is interesting. Maybe I can try make this happen. I mean, I grew up with.
Well, it's true though.
I grew up with Lego 30 years ago. I had a big tub of bricks. Why not see if I can turn this into a side hustle? And you get more of those people, and we have the market that we have today.
I know, but the biggest thing that changed, in my opinion, and I don't want to say it's good or bad or anything, but it definitely warped Lego as the company and kids playing and stuff is, well, I don't know. It's really complex, but it's the whole thing with IPs. See, yeah, I had Lego when I was a kid too. Just big pile of Lego, man. That you just build stuff with, you know what I mean? But it wasn't it was never about like buying sets, you know what I mean? Like when my mom would buy me Star Wars, man, it was like the Hasbro stuff or whatever.
That's a good point. IPs
You know, like the figures and all that. So I don't know. I think the IP stuff definitely changed the game for sure. Because I would love to know what the percentage rate would be. Well, we know that the
Cobra.
What is it? Classic. Is that the theme, I guess, for like when you just buy like the tubs?
The boxes,
the yellow boxes.
Yeah, clearly they're never in the top 5 of the stuff that they sell.
Lego sales, yeah.
Even though I feel like they're extremely important. I mean, I buy them once in a while.
Yeah.
I'll buy them and part them out into my collection for mocks down the road. You know, if you're bored.
As a mock builder who really likes terraforming, can't get enough of the classic sets whenever they go on sale.
But the right Lego sets, I mean, man, I've invested in gold and real estate, and I tell you, Lego seems to do a lot better per dollar value, right? So a good example is January, I sold that Ghostbusters headquarters seal. I bought it for like what, $400 or $500, sold it for $1,200. You're not going to go buy a house for $500,000 and sell it for 1.2. I mean, if you put in a bunch of work, you might. You're not going to.
I don't know. Let me tell you, in 30 years, dude.
30 years, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because there's not so many products on the stock market where you buy stocks in or you invest in a certain product, and
Apple, Tesla.
Once that product has retired in 3 years, 4 years later, there's a 95% chance it's going to be triple in value. And that's where a lot of Lego customers, and that's where I think the investment has affected a lot of how Lego customers buy their sets because now they have the second-hand market influencing their decisions. Because I've talked to so many people and they say,
no, I don't.
And they echoed the sentiment, I know it's a bad price. It's overpriced for what it is, but 4 years later, it's going to be worth triple what it's.
Yes, but see, here's the difference, man, between this and other things, okay? Because I can firsthand tell you about the comic book industry because that's what I was knee deep in, you know, pretty much the 80s and 90s, you know, and it just got too big for itself. And, you know, it's the same thing with cards. Same thing with all kinds of different collectibles. Funko Pop's kind of going through something right now to where, yes, there are going to be comic books randomly that are worth money, cards, pops, you know, whatever. But see, the people that are having this misconception about Lego and where I feel like, again, the bubble's going to burst is everybody thinks all Lego just increases in value, dude. And you can't have a market like that just keep going up and up and up, and people are going to keep up with demand. Especially when they're raising prices and just retail value stuff is becoming difficult. So look, I'm not an economic strategist or anything like that, but I do know enough about like, you know, inflation, you know, stuff like that to know that dude, they're going to shoot themselves in the foot, man. You know, look, we already see them backpedaling. And from what everybody told me for the last couple of years about premium companies and stuff is they don't backpedal because it makes them look bad. It makes their image look bad. You know,
but that's Lego shooting themselves in the foot. They don't shoot themselves in the foot on the secondhand market. That's us doing it to ourselves. So how's that one work out though? Without Lego being a partner in that. So you take old Castle sets, old Star Wars sets, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings,
whatever.
Are
you talking about the value going up?
Yeah, where Lego doesn't have control over that. That's just humanity putting the price.
I know, but look, okay. So again, I'm not a professional at this, but let's say I took the Firehouse is a pretty popular one, man. I mean, because look, there's a handful of sets, obviously, that are really gonna sell good no matter what. You know,
easy,
like your Cloud City Boba Fett type of shit. You know what I mean? But beyond those, let's say I've got a set that's worth, on the market $600, okay, and I paid $100 for it or something, okay. It might be worth on the market $600, but me selling it might be a totally different story. You know what I mean? And then if I do sell it, maybe somebody's going to try and wheel and deal me, or maybe I'm going to be paying shipping. You know what I mean? So like the value starts going down because it's about a time, like what kind of time are you putting into it? And so it's just not as clear cut as a lot of people think. I think that the market is still absolutely fantastic for Lego, but I just feel like a lot of people need to be really careful. Even Lego sometimes screws people up. Something's worth money and then they redo it or something and then the value drops.
Well, if you invest in something and you don't know the product or what you're doing, you might be losing your shirt, right? Same with Lego. They're just buying random sets. Oh, it's worth so much more than gold. I'm just going to go buy everything on Walmart shelf. Well, they don't know.
And you know what? People, so Mark, you came out of your dark age in 2009. Those articles about Lego is worth more than gold didn't start coming out until 2013. In between all of the sexist articles about Lego Friends and the Lego movie coming out in 2014. So when you got back into things, no one was talking about it. But as the word gets out, as more people start using the internet, people get all of their intel. And with all the information we have at our disposal now, when you see hardcore investors,
real quick, I gotta go. They can pick and choose.
You're shy.
They can pick and choose what sets they're going to invest in because they have enough data through everything that's ever happened to know, yes, this is going to sell well, this set is going to sell well. Because
let's rewind a bit.
A Star Wars set that has desirable minifigures is going to be worth more in the future than the Trolls World Tour sets or the Unikitty sets. Like, it's easy to pick apart that stuff.
But let's rewind a bit. So when I came out of my dark age, whatever, 2009, 10, whatever year it was, they didn't say Lego was worth what it was in gold, but we kind of already knew, especially from our childhood. And then when they said it was, and we seen all those articles, we were still just in it for our hobby. It's not like we started flocking to the store to buy more Cloud City sets or more Mos Eisley Cantina sets, right? We just kept going down our path. We just knew we had a solid hobby.
But that goes back to perception, man, because that's all about. That's because we want Lego. But most people in general, they might buy Legos for the kid once in a while, or maybe I guess if something pulls them in enough, like the Atari, like nostalgia. But generally, man, dude, Lego's just too expensive probably for just most general middle class, lower middle class people, man. You know what I mean?
Unless it's a hobby, yeah.
Yeah. Now, once you flip into this collection mode, you know what I mean? Then it becomes valuable. But most people most normal people just see it as plastic bricks that get manufactured on a factory floor, man. You know what I mean? Like, you're not carving wood. You're not molding clay. You're not painting a Picasso. Yeah, your designers that design the sets, pay them good, man. They need to be.
Hey, Picasso's just color on canvas. There's nothing special about a stupid.
But dude,
Picasso.
it's like, come on,
I
man.
can get 2-year-olds
You guys turn a freaking kid, dude. Like, yeah, your mathematics. Yeah, again, man, have the best clutch compared to, maybe Mega Bloks and stuff like that or whatever. But it's like, dude, you're still just plastic building blocks, man.
It's the same as
but the balls, man, the balls for you to fucking sit up on a desk and be like, yeah, our toy is so goddamn good that you're going to pay a shit ton of money for it because you know it's that good. And it's like, look, man, I like Lego clearly as much as the next person, But there's no
Well, it's like
qualms.
a
I know what Lego is, dude. You
that
know
as
what I
well.
mean? You know, most
Sorry.
of the stuff I have. Oh no, I was just gonna say most of the stuff I have
I
behind
gotta
me is
jump, yeah.
because of compulsion and
Here's
addiction
Taz.
buying. Later, brother. You know,
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Hanging out, man.
No, you're
Yes,
good, man.
everyone. Thanks for being back as well, buddy. Take care, everyone.
Yeah, man.
Good,
Have a
good.
good
Thanks
night,
for hanging
brother.
out. Good combos. That's a good point because I don't know, like if there's another product that a company owns, a product where they sit up, they're like, hey, our product, my Ford truck is better than Chevy, so I'm going to charge you 10 grand
Well,
more.
see, you're talking Ford and Chevy, man. See, I'm talking premium. Like, see, that's
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if there's another product that has that balls to be like, my product is premium, whether it is or isn't. There's no one that's that gloating about it.
Clearly, there's this whatever perception may be, because obviously, like you said, man, we buy the stuff, man. You know what I mean? So we keep them on their pedestal that they're on. But the other thing I brought up the other night was like the difference between like another premium product like a Rolex, or if a car, you're talking like a Lamborghini or whatever the case would be, is they don't keep pumping out their product the same way Lego does. See, Lego floods the market, dude. They flood the market. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not premium because of a rarity. It's premium because they're just saying like it's gonna be worth this amount of money. And dude, I feel even sorry for people across the pond because they don't even know how many fucking pieces or how much the goddamn thing fucking weighs. And I'm like, what? That's another thing I brought up before, man. And nobody's given me, like, people have told me because they don't need to. Yeah, fuck all that, man. I know they don't need to. They're not forced to.
They don't need to,
but that's not the point. Why don't they?
So.
Why wouldn't they put a vital piece of information about your set? How many pieces it comes with? You know what I mean? How much it weighs?
When they put it on our boxes,
they're just like, no, look at the picture.
Yeah.
You know, pay this much.
But at least when you're buying like the Lambo, and you get a premium product.
The white paint used to print those details is an expense on the boxes. I wouldn't be surprised if they use that as an excuse.
That's dumb. But when Lego boasts about their premium product, you don't even get a premium product. Like when you buy a Lambo, yeah, you pay for that. You're not open up the glove box and it's falling off, right?
Right.
You know, like Lego, there's so many flaws in their premium product that we pay for that I get that argument, right? Like, yeah, there's going to show a premium. I'll pay for it if it was premium. But I can't be finding
that's the problem is I'm understandable and forgiving. Yeah, I'm understandable and forgiving for like stuff like that, man. If A, you're not calling yourself a premium product, and B, you're not literally stating only the best is good enough. Those two things right there is why I bitch about Lego as much as I do.
Feed me shit.
Right. I don't do this with other companies, man, because they don't make these claims. Like if I bought Rolex watches on a constant basis and I kept finding like a cracked fucking lens or some rust here and there.
I lost 1 minute each day.
And I'm not even saying like a lot. I'm just saying enough to where I can make a video now about it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Dude, go pound sand. Like, but look, I'm being hypocritical because
and I know it's a dumb and I know it's a dumb excuse to mention the cost of the white paint used to make that logo, or used to make that lettering. But let's be honest, Lego makes a lot of dumb decisions, and they have a lot of dumb excuses.
Right. Rolex with stickers. Thank you, Convict. And Will, I feel.
What we were talking about with Shy Time is My Time on my Hyperstream last night. That Brickmania has options to buy sets without introduction.
Look, I want to make sure because what Will says about Captain Rex. Look, I'm not upset about specific things in Lego that are worth money. You know, like if Rex, you know, I get sought after. I don't know what the production cost or value or percentage was for Captain Rex back then or whatever. You know what I mean? Maybe if it was short, you know, it was only one set. You know, you guys know how it could be, right? But definitely for things like San Diego Comic-Con stuff, or maybe a set that was limited, or, you know, or a figure maybe that was in one set that, you know, I get it. If it don't, you know, so I get there are certain things about it. I'm just talking about like Lego just as a general, like they're just like, our shit don't stink.
Yeah, I'm not pissed off about the secondhand market. Like if there's a rare Ford and I want to buy it 15 years later, that's on me. But what I'm mad about, the same thing with Hive, is like, I don't want to buy a Ford for a Mercedes price, thinking I'm going to get Mercedes quality, And then to find out I got to put a bunch of stickers on my window to make it look like the Ford emblems. Or
but think about it like this. And look, again, I'm being sort of facetious because I don't generally like comparing things. You know what I mean? That aren't the same because there's discrepancies. But think of it like this. Let's stick with the Lambo.
Just an analogy.
All right. Lamborghinis have, and I'm not a gearhead, so I don't know this, so other people might know. But Lamborghinis have their own shops, right? Like you know how like you can. I know there's car dealerships that are Mercedes car dealerships. I'm assuming there's car dealerships that are Lamborghini car dealerships, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, they're just not everywhere because obviously they're expensive cars. But imagine if they started making Lamborghinis at the same production rate as they made like Ford Escorts. Okay, would Lamborghinis still be as premium and stuff as they were?
They could try and sell it as a premium, but you would know because they up their numbers that they're going to be having flaws trying to pump it out the door. That'd be my
right. And the reason why I don't like comparing stuff too is because, like, okay, let's take like the iPhone. Like the iPhone's always a big thing when the new one comes out, but they don't. It's not limited, right? They mass produce iPhones. Oh, what's going on, brother?
Yeah. An iPhone 13. Yeah.
I saw Nerdberg was out there too. And Brent, what's up? Counter.
Yeah.
How you guys doing,
and someone made a good point, made a good joke about the stickers, and we're talking about luxury companies. What I found valuable about what the conversation us three had with Shy Time last night on my hype stream is he enlightened me that in the UK for the European customers of Brickmania, they have a distributor who sells sets, just the pieces, and then they sell the instructions and stickers separately. Or European customers have the option of paying the extra cost to get the American-made sets that are all printed. And that's what I like about Brickmania is they see themselves as a premium brick brand because they make really good Lego models.
Because they are.
And a lot of people are prepared to pay those higher prices to get the printed elements because they simply cannot stand stickers. But I appreciate that Brickmania thought, you know what? Why don't we give them the best of both worlds? Those who want the higher quality prints on their sets, they have the option. Those who want their sets a little bit cheaper, there's the option. I like that Brickmania had that consideration for their customers.
Yeah, they're good about customer service and stuff like that, man. No doubt. I mean, and there's a lot of good people that work for Brickmania. I'm curious. I kind of wish I was here because I would like to ask him his opinion on something. Like, I would wonder if enough people started getting triggered and vetoing things like Brickmania and these other companies that make like these war type stuff out of Lego, if Lego would like do something about it, you know, because like, clearly, you know, they're against, you know, that's why they don't make all this war stuff. You know what I mean? So I just wonder if there was enough people like that like started revolting and like complaining to Lego over and over again or making it big in public. You know, like, hey, why do you allow these companies to make all these horrific toys? I mean, look, I'm playing devil's advocate because clearly I don't want nothing to happen to Brickmania or any of this.
Yeah.
Like, I plan on buying a tank if I can afford it at Brickworld.
Lego probably big. We can't do nothing. They bought the pieces. Damn. Our hands are tied. We've been fighting them for years.
Yeah, I don't know. Because it's a few different discussions I've had with different people about like not just Brickmania, but just in general, like Clone Army Customs and all these other things.
I don't know how that
works. Pieces and stuff. But it's very interesting discussions. But you know why I like to bring up a lot of that stuff is because I think it's because I've always been fascinated with like law and how you know things work and of course language, dialect,
people's minds. That's why I do it because I want to know what like.
Why do people think the way they do?
I can look, but I don't know like what's in someone's mind. So I'm just like. Maybe I'm coming across the wrong way, but I'm digging is I guess what I'm trying to do. So I'm just trying to figure out what was your decision, what made your mind tick that way, how can it relate to me, right?
Yeah. What's Nerdbrick said? See the problem I find to BKM. What's BKM? What am I missing?
BKN is the acronym that Brickmania use.
What's the K for? Why wouldn't it just be BM?
I think
it doesn't matter.
Brick Customs Mania? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but is that they basically refuse working in minifig scale of 1/45th.
Okay, so all their planes and tanks are off-sized, so to say, or seem odd, or what?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, and if we're going to talk about scale, that's what a lot of Kobe customers have big debates about. Is they don't like it when Kobe produces the smaller scale sets because I think it's that they have Kobe customers. Some of them have a gripe when they make the 1 in 45 scale, and they prefer the 1 in 32 or the 1 in 33 scale because the bigger the model is, the more detail it's going to have, and they're prepared to pay the price. And not every Kobe set, well, not every model of military apparatus that Kobe makes are in both scales. Some are only in 1 in 32, some are only in 1 in 45, and that kind of annoys the Kobe fans.
I would find that kind of annoying too. And I say this kind of lightheartedly because I don't collect this stuff, so I don't know. But I would say, because look, the reason it would annoy me is because it looks like most of the stuff that they build is like really close to minifig scale.
Yeah, like the minifig always around it.
So I feel like you might as well make it minifig scale. So look, Nerdbrick, are you telling me that? Gosh, I wish I was here. He would know this really well too. But are you telling me that your minifig couldn't fit in the cockpit of your plane, or your jet?
Yes, that's exactly what they're saying.
Huh.
Because I've seen Cabbage Face Bricks review so many Kobe sets that there's no way in hell you could squeeze a minifigure into a tank or into a biplane.
Well, that's no fun.
It's just like when Lego came out with the minifigure in 1978, but they were still building a lot of their 4-wide vehicles in the non-minifigure scale, which was more closer to HO scale.
Interesting. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate the conversation.
Yeah, it was great to get hyped. It was great to get hyped with the both of you for a Brickworld Chicago last night.
Yeah,
man. Just wait. We're not even there yet. Just wait one more week.
I'm so pumped.
What do you mean? Oh, for Chicago, I know, right? Yeah. It's like I keep forgetting how fast time is flying now. It's really, really bizarre.
So
1 month flew by this week.
We've got to update the countdown on Good Morning Brickworld to be 10 days, not 33 days.
Well, that was because the intro that we used before we like now I just made a different intro because that was the one Doc had made. Yeah. That's why it said the days, because I was just reusing the one that we had until I made one. But I didn't want to make one until I knew, we announced it to everybody. So, but anyways, yeah. Good night, everybody. I see everybody saying good night out there.
Goodbye.
Yeah, man, Chicago hype, man. It's gonna be a good time, dude. We're gonna have fun. Look, even if we don't really go out that much and we just kind of hang out and just hang around, you know what I mean? Just gonna be a good time. So
good combos.
Anyways, yeah. So
peace out.
Yeah, peace out, guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Nice. Well, Mel, honestly, I think that's about my time as well. 3 hours, 37 minutes. We've had great combos. We've had great height, emotions, Lego building. I see you're done the Sanctum Sanctorum there.
Yeah, because I finished this actually on, I think it was Hive's stream earlier this week, and now that it's built when I get back from Brickworld Chicago, one of the things on my agenda is to convert this into an inverted corner.
Hey, that'll be a cool project.
I've got way too many projects I've got to do.
Well, speaking of that, thanks everyone in chat. Nerdbrick, Michael, good to see you. Brent, Contra. Been a good convo. I appreciate chat weighing in on that, man. That's what it's about. Sometimes it's a little bit deep. Sometimes I wouldn't say dark, but sometimes it gets a little bit dark, a little bit heavy. But that's the convos that make, well, I shouldn't say make us think, but makes me think. That's the stuff that why I stream here on YouTube or wherever, is it makes me think, it gets me going outside my box, outside my comfort zone. So I appreciate everyone chiming in on that through chat.
And if anyone's been here for at least 2 hours, for the past 3 hours, you would have definitely seen firsthand that all of these adult conversations bring out the emotional side of all of us.
Nice. Yeah, Contra, you can come on live whenever you want. I usually pin the comments, not all streams, but most streams. I pin the comments up in the top of chat. If you see that, or the link, if you see that link pinned up, man, that's open invitation. Anyone, anytime. But appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch up with you all soon.
See you next time.
Stay safe. Have some fun for me.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.